Bam, we're live.
It looks.
This is not the Sevan podcast. Hey, Will, I'm not labeling these the Sevan podcast, I don't think, on YouTube or on Buzzsprout. I think I dropped that and I changed it to, is that Will or is that Caleb? I say that. C Beaver. I say that too. Will, who do I say that to? I just so that there's continuity. Huh. Look at that depth of field on Brian. That's killer. Shallow depth of field. I think his mic's in focus and not him. Oh, it's been. Where is the TMT hat? Do you see it back there? Is that why you asked? How's that? You like that? I just wear this for the show.
Do we know that it's for a fact that they're covering it live on their Instagram?
I don't know. But fear the beard. But we're here just in case they do. Sevan, check your dang email. I do check my email. What's up? What you got in there?
If you are not ready.
Do we have anyone, Brian? Do we know anyone who's there at the event? Just so you know. Just so I know.
Lots of people.
But you know what I mean, like people that you're texting with. Like, are you texting with Tommy Marquez and you can be like, "Hey, dude, what's going on?"
I'm not texting with anyone there right now.
Hey, why is it? Can you explain to me why there's two people now recently? It's Lazar and Asim. When I want to text with them, they're like, it's too expensive. I thought texting was free. Just like
who's the other guy?
Asim Malhorta, the doctor out of the UK.
It's a cardiologist. Okay. Probably because sending it out for them is expensive, or receiving them is expensive. Might be free to you, but not to them, you know.
But we're not we don't get charged for anything like that in the United States, right? I never see anything like that. I just text away like whoever I want.
Yeah, I don't. At least I haven't. We've texted quite a bit of international people.
Sean, did we get in a fight in my DMs? Sean Hayworth? There's some listener that it was on YouTube. I don't mean to beat up on people on YouTube or in my DMs. Sometimes it gets wily in there. It wasn't you, Sean. We didn't get in a fight, did we? Sevan, what about that duty? I don't know what that means. Hey, what's up, John? John, do you know anyone? Are you texting with anyone who's on the ground in Dubai?
I am not.
Okay.
Brian's my main source for that type of stuff.
If you like this show, it is the Sevan podcast. If you don't like this show, this is not the Sevan podcast. We will not be calling these the Sevan podcast. They won't count as numbered episodes. I think what we're going to do is I'm labeling them in Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube as. Let me see if I can. Does it say right here? No, it doesn't. Let me see right here real quick. They will be labeled as Dubai CrossFit Championship, and then it'll be like Wednesday 1, Wednesday 2. Then it'll be Dubai CrossFit Champion Thursday 3, Thursday 4, Thursday 5. The numbers will keep growing, and then I'll just change the date, and then they'll just be
a little ambitious there.
Oh my goodness! You know, someone was making fun of me today. They said it was a friend of mine was telling me that I'm nothing without you, Brian. And I said, you're right, but you're right. But you're right. I'm nothing without you. We would not have this kind of CrossFit coverage if we didn't have you. You are the horse. John Young is the jockey, and I'm just the guy yelling from the sidelines. What did that guy say earlier today in the comments? I'm the guy with the pool but no one likes me, but I'm the guy with the pool. God, that's a good metaphor, isn't it? Shit.
Are we able to stream the Instagram on here?
No, we're shitting our pants. I'm about to say, hey, the show's over until tomorrow. Everyone's on their own. I'm gonna go to we're trying, John. It doesn't look like we've got a notification. Go ahead, Souza. Sorry.
No, I'm on their Instagram right now, and I haven't seen anything pop up, but I'm watching it.
All right, good deal, Souza.
And I'm headed over to their YouTube to see what they got over there.
Just stuff from last year.
Yeah. Their most recent video is from 2 months ago.
Yeah.
They did repost also the Ricky and Chase Ingram interview. How's the CrossFit Games podcast coming that Chase does? Does anyone
I feel like you would know the answer to that better than any of us.
I know, but I don't, but I'm going to in 2 minutes. CrossFit Games YouTube.
The girl's here, Brian.
What's that?
I said your girl's in the house again, saying hi. Miss Heidi.
Hi, Heidi.
She followed me like 2 hours ago, so might have a little competition now, Brian.
Oh, Mr. Swoop Your Girl coming in. Yeah, there's still nothing on the Instagram.
Oh, it's live. It's going.
Where?
I'm watching it. You better pull it up.
John.
It's on my phone.
Oh, here we go.
I don't see it either.
There's Tommy Marquez is talking.
This year, listen.
Everyone's used to start things off in Dubai. A couple years ago, we're out in front of the Burj Al Arab on the beach in the water. This year, we're on a little ski mountain in the middle of the Dubai Mall. Only in Dubai, right?
Tommy, can you hear me? Hi. Thanks for being on the Sevan podcast, Tommy. It's awesome having you. It's been a long time. I hope you're doing good, buddy. Yeah, what is your Whoop reading right now? Is your Whoop going off? Your Whoopie?
Is this
You can't hear
a
me, right?
heat right now?
I think it is.
Hey, Souza, we'll take their volume. We'll take their volume. If you would have told me that Tommy was going to be the host and star of one of the episodes on the Sevan podcast station, I would have said not in a million years. And it shows how fucking wrong I can be.
Oh, there's a gap. I didn't see that. I thought there was only 5 of them going at once.
Hey, was that Adler wearing that jacket?
Have you seen their jerseys? I'm a big fan of the jerseys they gave them.
John, just take a look at those blue jackets back there. I wonder if those are given to the people there. I wonder if those are the employees there. Or those, I think those are athletes wearing those blue jackets. Oh, and someone's off. Someone's running.
That looks like Sam. By the way her running looks.
Okay, and we have two slopes. We got a steep slope on the left and a not so steep slope on the right, and it looks like they're running on the slope on the right. I wonder if they thought about painting the roof of that building blue to sort of give it more of a sky.
And how many
sky feel.
rounds? How many rounds is this, Brian?
5.
I just saw a
this is
guy
kind
with
of
a
boring
mask
without
on.
a scoreboard.
Nobody talking about we're here.
Dude,
We're here.
Just saying.
Sevan, you
this-
see the comments there?
No, no. Someone's just streaming on his YouTube with commentary. You're good, dude. Hey, is that the chick that pulled out, Karen?
No.
Oh, look, Jason Hopper. We making bets tonight, folks. Look at this. Still no blue check mark for Hopper. What's up, Ethan? This is fucking great.
Oh, this is like Inception almost with the comments.
Hey, the streaming might not be professional, but the commentary is.
All right, who's in the early lead?
Sarah, Emma Carey, they showed first, but we couldn't see the other side at the same time.
Hey, Souza, can you put up a banner with Tommy Marquez's Instagram on it? So I think he's filming, so he
Is
gets
that
credit for
Andrea
this.
next to Emma?
Is it?
Had a blonde hair girl, looked like her.
I think Tommy's about to talk a little bit.
Yeah, that would
Put
be
me
great.
first round.
First round, Gabby Ngala is the first one to come off of the mountain on this side, followed just behind by Sarah Sigmund's daughter on the other side, Michaela Norman, who actually won, I believe, one of the sand runs a couple of years ago, one of the long runs in 2018, I think it was. Another good endurance athlete was the first one on that side to hit the mountain. So they all look pretty comfortable running in the snow so far.
Okay, so do we know, Brian? Tell us some stuff that's going on here. Do we know how this is the first heat of 2 heats, or is it 4 heats? Or are we only seeing 5 go at a time?
No, there's 10 going at a time. I think there's going to be 2 heats. I'm not sure how they divided up the heats. Obviously, there's some big names in this heat, but we also didn't hear him mention Sam Briggs or Laura Horvath. So it seems like there might be some of the better athletes mixed between the heats.
And I was making Tommy's graphic for his Instagram, so the next time he speaks. But did he say Gabriella Magal was in first place?
Yeah, it
She
sounded
was
like
the first one down from the hill.
it sounded like it was Gabby and Sarah on that side of the floor, I guess, and then Michaela Norman was pretty close with them on the other side.
And so this is the second heat we're seeing go now, because it's just 500.
No,
right?
it's the first
Oh,
heat.
this
So
is
that's
the first
Michaela
heat.
Norman running away there. You'll see her in a second. And Gabby. So it looks like Michaela and Gabby are going to be in the lead still.
So I misunderstood this workout. I thought it was 500 meters on a skier, run up 200 meters, run back 200 meters, but it's multiple rounds.
5 rounds of that.
It's a long event.
17-minute time cap for the women.
And then after this is a sprint up the steep hill.
And that's the 700 meter one where they don't come back down.
Yeah. And
With
they have
a
a
weight
weight vest for
vest.
that. Yeah.
Okay. And is that Thurga's daughter on the right that we just saw take off?
I know Ake Gilfidotter's in this heat. I think Turi might be in a blue jacket. I haven't pinned down all the athletes who are in here yet.
Doesn't that photographer look like Adler, the one that they
That's
just showed?
no, he looks a little bit like him, but that's not Adler. That's Life of Josie on Instagram. I've talked about him before.
I'd love to know what the snow
What do
is
you
like.
think's more important here, Brian? Running or skiing?
It's hard to tell if anyone's making up. Like, there's Gabby's going to be coming back, but I got to see if she's.
Because Gabby came out hot, right?
Seems
Yeah,
like
I'm
Gabby's
She's controlling it.
That's still Gabby. And she looks good.
Well, I think she might have been able to pass Norman on the run, and in that
I think
case,
she was ahead of Norman already.
No. Norman went off the skier, at least tied with her.
Why only 5 at a time?
No, there's 10. There's just 5 on either
They're
side.
on the other side. There's a
Oh.
little gap in the middle.
That's Jacqueline Dahlstrom in the blue jacket that I thought it was Turi.
There's Sarah.
Okay.
And there's Emma.
Short sleeve for Emma.
And who's in the blue jacket?
I think that's Jacqueline Dahlstrom. And then I'm trying to see who's this next to her.
Some placards would be great. I'm not asking for a lot. I don't want to be an asshole.
No, you have to
Tommy.
understand, this is going to be very different than what we're going to see the rest of the weekend. It's very difficult to run a truck and wires and everything into a new, different venue like this to do that kind of coverage. The name placards wouldn't have been that difficult, I guess, but
That's Andrea.
How
They'll have
dare you,
something-
Brian, talk to me like that? Do you know what I was in my previous lifetime? How dare you?
so you know it's true.
I do. You're a good dude.
No, only the first 2 events will be like this, and then everything else will be with a scoreboard at the top to tell you who's ahead and what rep they're on, and it'll be more like the games.
Yeah, I can talk to you, Brian, about this coverage. I think the camera movement is nice for an iPhone. I would like to hear Tommy a little bit more. And I like the camera angle, but some shots from the back so we can see their glutes and their hammies would be nice. And then maybe even some sort of, oh, there we go. See, it's like they're listening to me. Look at. I still got it. And I do like this. I like this. Yeah, even maybe get back a little
Gents,
bit wider.
what's going on?
Well, right now, as you can tell, they are on the ski ergs.
Yeah.
This is a great workout. I believe it's 5 rounds, 400 meters there, and then down and up the slopes they go. And there you go, Michaela Norman. This is her workout. She's going to crush this. Every year, whenever it comes down to the endurance part of the Dubai CrossFit Championships, Michaela Norman's right there. But we're having fun. Don't fall. But we're having fun. As you can see, we're all bundled up here. We're highly prepared for the snow and the cold.
Sevan, these are the MCs, so they'll be on the floor calling the events during the weekend. James
Thank
is
you, James.
they've been doing it for a long time. That's James, and the other guy's an amazing guy. I think he's from Egypt, and he's involved with the outfit.
They're
But,
quite a bit ahead of the rest of the field. Gabby and Michaela.
Oh, what did you guys think? Whatever the athlete's name he mentioned, Ronald McDonald or Nicole McDormand or whatever.
Michaela Norman.
I haven't heard. Didn't you, he's into her, and you guys didn't mention her. What's going on?
We did talk about
We
her.
did. We said she would be really good on this first event.
Oh, all right. Just checking. Of course I knew that. I was just checking.
I hope we get times for this, so when Laura and Emily Rolf go, we can kind of compare.
And Briggs.
And Briggs,
and
yeah. Okay,
Um,
Brian. The other women, I just hope we get times to compare to. But see, Gabby's right there with Michaela.
I think Michaela's making up time on the ski, and Gabby's catching her a bit on the run.
Which is crazy.
So
I
we'll
would
have
have thought
to,
it would have been the other way around.
By the end of it, we got to see. We could like just time this. They got back at like 16:15 on our live stream. Let's see what time they go off on their run relative to when they come back from it.
Who's on the ground from CrossFit there? Who else is there besides Tommy that I would know? Is Chase there?
J Mac.
Oh, he is. What's Johnny Mac do there?
He oversees the off-season competitions.
Oh, okay, for CrossFit.
Yeah, like
Hey, Sevan,
you know.
text Hopper and see if he'll come on with us while we're watching it. He's obviously watching.
Text Brian and ask him if that's okay first behind the scenes, and then if Brian says yes, then I'll do it. This is Brian's gig.
What?
No. Ingram just texted me, try to listen to Brian so you don't sound like a fucking idiot. Too late. I can send. Shall I do that? Should I send Hopper? I mean, he's not going to talk. The guy doesn't talk. Matt, can you? Susie, can you send Hopper a link? Let Tommy talk.
Little feedback so far. It looks like Michaela Norman's actually pacing it really well. She's slowly been creeping on Gabby Magawa each round. And on that third round,
so Gabby was ahead.
They left up the hill together, and Michaela had just a slightly faster turnaround getting back to the skier. So it looks like she's starting to slowly take off and put some more distance between her and the field. Right now, it's just Gabby and Michaela for the top spot in the heat. They're pretty far ahead.
That's our correspondent, Tommy Marquez, on the ground.
This is the make or break round. It's anytime there's a 5-round workout, the round of 4, that's the hero round. The last round, you can push, you can empty the tank. How hard can you hold in that second to last round there? And Michaela's first off.
Okay.
Dubai is about to see. Oh my goodness.
Will's a good guy.
Thank you, Tommy. We'll be hearing from you later today. We appreciate your feedback. It shows that the Real Sevan podcast is everywhere, bringing you the finest coverage in the CrossFit community.
So that ski took just about 2 minutes for them. Let's see, and I'll try to see how long it takes to get back from the run, so we can see maybe which one's more important from a time perspective.
Well, Michaela's got a little bit of a lead now over Gabby. So I think Gabby came out high. It'd be interesting to see if Sarah catches her, because if she's slowing down, like burning out, and Sarah's not, Sarah could catch her. But I think Michaela's going to run away with it.
How would a guy from Brazil do in this? If Guillermo was out there, would he just freeze? Like, would we see him just run off into the corner and just be like, whoa, where's the weights? Whoa.
Probably wouldn't be his best finish of the weekend.
I wonder if Guillermo's ever even seen snow. Tell us, Guillermo, have you seen snow? I know you're watching.
So here she's coming back. We'll just call it, 19:35. So the ski takes longer than the run each round by about 40 seconds.
So it's not very much uphill then. If the ski is taking 2 minutes.
And the run's taking like a minute 20.
I mean, that's a fast 400 meters period.
Yeah, so it's not 400 meters, obviously.
Did somebody just fall?
There's maybe.
I bet you that's a photographer, like doing that lay down shot. You know,
Oh,
I'm guessing. It sounds like they have some music playing there. Not Kanye though.
It's just coming from the mall.
Oh, just
this is inside Dubai Mall.
so. Who are we
Yeah, but
looking
it
at?
is
Is this
super early.
Gabby?
I don't think the mall's open. Yeah, Gabby on the left. That's Sarah.
And then Michaela is ahead of both of them on the other side.
I think that's Jacqueline Dahlstrom. That's Emma Carey.
Hey, has anyone laughed anyone, or they're all together? This is side by side when we see them there. They're all within 500 meters on the erg. You see them all on there? They're all in the same round.
I don't know.
I think so.
Gosh, her legs are skinny. Made to run and not to squat.
It was only a matter of time before you get canceled, John. You're canceled for that for sure.
Just an observation.
See, I think of the women that are coming back now, they're like, almost 2 minutes behind. I don't think anyone's a full round behind.
Guillermo told you to look at your phone.
Where did you see that? It was
That's 2 minutes again.
It was in the comments.
Her last ski. She is clearly ahead now. She's pulled. Looks like she'll be about 60 meters ahead of Gabby going up this hill. So as long as she doesn't slip and she just cruises down, she should be fine. Michaela Norman should win this first heat.
Will you repeat what you heard, Brian?
What? No, I was just saying.
No, what Tommy just said. Will you repeat
what Tommy said?
Tommy, she's got about a 60 meter lead on Gabby McGowan, and whenever she gets back, we'll have the time to beat for Heat 2. So Michaela Norman's going to take Heat 1. It sounds like Gabby's going to hold on to second.
Awesome. And that makes things interesting. How is she going to do the rest of the events? Is this someone who just has no chance of winning it?
Michaela Norman?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's not going to win the entire competition, but she'll have some events that these will be her best events. She'll have some others that she does okay on, but when it comes to the heavy lifting and some of the heavier barbell cycling stuff, the high volume of thrusters and muscle ups with long limbs like that looks like 22:50. Oh no, that's our time.
That's our time. That's what I'm saying.
I should have wrote down when they started. Yeah.
I thought about rewinding it, but I figured I couldn't do that. There's Gabby.
No, you can do that. But we can only rewind it to when they started showing it.
Right.
So
and
just
where's
hit the time
Sarah
cap.
at? Oh, they just hit the time cap.
Just hit the time cap. All the ladies are behind us. Some are still up on the mountain. But it looks like only Michaela Norman was able to finish underneath the time cap.
Oh, wow. Gabby didn't
short,
even.
And then a few others were up on the mountain for their final run. So super aggressive time cap to start. Really going to have to push the pace if you want to finish. I think with Michaela being the only one to finish, that's a huge, huge boost.
Is the tiebreaker known, Brian?
You guys got to recap what you just heard. That's amazing. Look at Brian's pissed.
They have been known to screw up the time caps before, is what I'm saying.
If Tommy comes back, stop talking, whatever you do, because we got to hear. And good job, Susie, getting up his thing. But I really need to hear you guys talk about this. Are you guys tripping? I think Brian's tripping that only one person beat the time cap. And John brings up a great point. What is the tiebreaker?
So the reason why I'm not excited about this is because it was the last time there was Dubai CrossFit Championships. There was only 3 men or something that finished the entire workout, and there wasn't a really sufficient time cap built or tie break built in that appropriated the amount of work that each of the athletes had done. So in that particular event, you had to swim out past one buoy and then to another buoy before turning to come back in. But the only tie break they briefed was the second buoy. And the amount of time it took to get from the shore to that buoy was minutes. So anyone who had just touched the water with their toe or was half a stroke away from that buoy all scored the same, even though they might have done 3 minutes more swimming or 2 minutes more swimming or whatever it was.
Okay.
And I thought that was a huge miss. And this has the potential to be the same thing here. If the tie break is, if you take off on your, who knows what they briefed, but they could have briefed that it's the tie break when you finish your last ski. That would be the best tie break, I think. Or they could have multiple tie breaks. Like it could be if you made it to the top of the hill, then it negates the ski. If John had got off the ski 2 seconds before me, would I passed him on the hill and got to the next, made the turn before him, then I could maybe overtake him at that tie break. So there's definitely ways they could have done it. It's just a question of if they were aware of how tight the time cap would be and if they accounted for that in as many different ways as possible to get the accurate reflection of what happened on the mountain.
Which honestly, they could just do that, right? If they didn't.
It depends what they briefed.
If they didn't brief anything, though, they could just, I don't know. They have people test these events. They should know how many people are going to finish, right? We talked about this before. I'm just saying, if Michaela Norman is the only person to finish, who's testing these events? Some endurance freak? Like,
let me ask you this really quick: isn't the time cap for the men even 1 minute shorter?
Yes.
And how we've seen in CrossFit events that are strict endurance events like this, where the women are actually quite competitive with the men, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So
the ski will be different. The ski will be a lot different. The run though will be similar.
Well, we should keep in mind. I have to assume that James was incorrect when he said 400-meter ski and that was 500 meters based on the time it was taking them.
Yeah.
Wait, explain that again. Explain that again. I didn't follow.
We think that they were doing 500-meter ski. Sometimes they'll have a different distance for men and women. But James Quigley there on the field, one of the MCs, he might have misspoke. He said 400-meter ski. We don't know for sure, but it was taking him 2 minutes. And I would assume that they're very
500
very
meter
comparable.
Is very close. Is around 2 minutes. Yeah.
In a Metcon.
The perfect timing. Brian is smart. I think we get Brian is handsome, Brian is smart, and let's see. I think I saw something negative about you, John. John hasn't been sleeping for days, I think, or something.
He's just been training.
Oh my God, no love for Johnny boy. I wish the Insta didn't go offline either, but you know what? It gives us a chance to talk, and I really don't want to talk over Tommy or any of those guys when they're talking because they're really the only resource that we have there. Logan, sorry, Souza. I'll keep my hands out of there. Logan, thank you for the $4.99. Is that a Malinois? I call dibs on walking Heidi down the aisle at Brian and Heidi's wedding. So next, we'll have the next heat, I guess, of women.
Mm-hmm. And this should have Laura Horvath, Kristen Holty, Sam Briggs. Anybody else notable, Brian?
Yeah, you said it earlier. Emily Rolfe.
Hey, and these women know something now. This is probably, this is why it's so important to go in the second heat, right? Like they know. They know that if they finish, that they've secured. It doesn't matter how they finish, as long as they finish whatever time, they're in a good spot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They gotta do it though. Michaela Norman is one of the best endurance athletes in the CrossFit space, and she didn't finish by much under the time cap because Gabby was right behind her.
Susan, can we see her? Can you find her Instagram? What's her name again? Michaela McDormand? Norma McDormand?
Michaela Norman.
Michaela Norman? Oh, man. Hey, come on, Brian. That name's a handful. Michaela Norman?
It's a pretty standard name.
And is Nisler, did Nisler go or is she going to next?
I thought we saw her, but I'm not sure.
I actually think that might have been Martine Solheim. But I'm not. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure of all 10 athletes in the heat.
I don't know how many windows you can have open. Oh, I can share something too. We need to see the list of athletes every once in a while here. Souza, I think I have that. If you want me to put that up as a screen share once in a while. Let me see. Oh, I have the leaderboard right here. Will Morning Chalk Up update this in real time, Brian, pretty quickly?
They will try to update it as soon as they accurately can.
So
They
they got
have a competition corner website because they're
Yes.
that's usually the first thing that updates is the competition corner website.
Yeah, but there'll be someone from Morning Chalk Up just sitting on that, and then
Waiting.
they'll
for
upload it
okay.
to theirs as soon as they have it from Competition Corner. Correct.
competitioncorner.net.
I think so.
Okay. Oh, I think you sent me a link to that the other day, Brian. I see it.
This morning.
And that was this morning. It takes me to a page that just says sold out. Refund policy, event format. I don't see a.
Are there no drop-down boxes?
Oh man, they're so poorly. Event details, workout leaderboard. Yeah, they're really hard to see. Okay.
I saw them.
I got it. You do see them easily? Share screen. And John, are you watching to see if they go live again?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You're the man. You're the man. What do you think, Brian? Did that turn out better than you thought? It turned out way better than I thought.
The streaming of it, or yeah,
us. Like just John didn't drop the ball. You did great. Souza got the stream going. I had some good one-liners.
Yep, everyone did their role.
Yeah, awesome.
Tommy was good.
Tommy was great. You're gonna give him a raise.
I DM'd him what the tiebreaker was, Brian, but he's not responding to me. Maybe you have a better relationship with him. So
Tommy?
Yeah.
You DM Tommy right now? He's probably getting a million DMs right now.
Yeah, no, I've never talked to him. But I thought it was worth a shot.
Hey, let me look at that guy, Sean's picture. Do you think he drew that picture? Do you think that looks like him, Sean Horvath?
That looks like a sketch they would do for a murderer on a documentary.
I never thought I'd be dropping cash for commentary on an IG live, but here we are. I feel you. I fucking feel you. And look, he's got it's like that picture the eyes were put on backwards. Like the right eye should be the left eye and the left eye should be the right eye. He looks like he's related to Brian, doesn't he? That dude pulls hose like Brian.
It's the beard.
Sean Horvath, $9.99. You're a good dude. I don't know what this means, but I like it. Whether it's good or bad. I smacked it.
It's live.
Let's do it. Round 2. Brian can't tell if he's happy or pissed because he knows this is going to be a long night.
Tommy just DM'd me.
Yeah.
Did he really?
He's pissed that we're streaming his shit.
That's awesome.
He said, tell John to leave me alone.
Good.
At least he knows my name.
He says he'll happily accept the raise.
Hey, see, good. Tell him thank you. Honestly, it's fucking great what he's doing. Can he tell us about the tiebreakers? Can we get it? I know he's busy. Can we get any information from him?
I just tried. He told me to get off him.
Okay, all right.
No, he didn't say that, John. I'm just kidding.
Oh, well, don't kid about that.
Sevan, that's what we do here, John.
Okay.
The
trying to figure out who's
CrossFit
going
conversation is peripheral.
Is that Nistler?
Yeah, I think that is. That's Magnon Angonis. That's Andre Nistler. That's Emily Rolfe in the purple.
And we're frozen. While we get this back going, I want to say a couple things real quick. I want to say thank you to Barbell Jobs for sponsoring the show. I want to say thank you very, very much to the Crown Prince of Dubai for putting on the event. We're having a blast watching it. And the two guys, what were their names, Brian? I apologize. I had them written down. I don't have my notes in front of me. The guys who run this event for the Crown
MCs.
Prince. Not the MCs. Jose and Lupe
No. Saud, Mohammed, Diego.
Saud, Mohammed, and Diego. Saud, Mohammed, and Diego. Thanks, guys. This is awesome.
So they're all off there on the run. I wasn't able to quite see who everyone is, but I think on the way back they'll probably be able to get us an update
Once there's
with Tommy.
a leader.
Yeah. I'm thinking that Laura, it looked like Laura was off to a good start. She's wearing a black beanie, I think.
Now, we both picked Laura to win this one, right?
I think I picked Michaela Norman. Did we pick her? I can't remember.
It'll be easy to know
Hi,
if she
Toby.
won.
How's it
though.
going?
Good. Hit 2 women.
Yes, Heat 2 women. So Laura Horvath is the first off of the skier in round 2 for the women. She was followed just behind by Kristen Holta. I believe Sam Briggs was coming up from the other side as well. There's a few athletes right there making the turn at the top. And it looks like Holta starting to catch up with Laura on the way down. The last heat of women, they were very cautious on the first 2 runs, and they really started to open up on the downhill once they felt comfortable running on the snow. And I think we're starting to see that with both Kristen and Laura starting to crush it a little bit more. You can see Sam letting the arms go a little bit as well. So Emily Rolfe is just behind Sam in 4th, and she's the first athlete on the near side of the field to get to us.
So the 4 that we expected are in the top 4 spots.
Who's asking the questions to Tommy? It sounds like a French lady. Do you know who that is?
I think I know who it is, but I haven't. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. This is a great comment by Logan Mars. I love the irony of skiing on an Uruguay ski slope, of course. This, for everyone who's watching, this is the second heat of event 1A at the Dubai CrossFit Championships. Yeah. And it is, what time is it over there? It's 7 a.m. Pacific. It's 7 a.m. over there?
Yeah, 7:20.
I gotta say, I kind of like Emily's position right now because if Laura is anything like Gabby, she's coming out hot, which is fine. Laura can probably hold it, but Emily's right behind him, and if she's not straining very much, she will reel everybody in.
Maybe the problem is that there are 3 women ahead of her, and if only one of them can hold on, I think Kristen Holt is the one to beat here. Honestly,
Holt's. I think the ski will get more and more important though each round, and Laura was probably the best one on that. You disagree?
no, I don't.
Okay.
No, if it was just the ski, I'd favor Laura.
Because everybody can ski good in the first round, but when you're really, really tired, I just think it's harder to keep a ski than it is harder to keep a pace on running.
Sarah, 1999. Would you want John or Brian's phone number? That's what you get for 1999. Just go ahead and hit me up in my DMs, and I'll give you their phone number. They accept crank calls 24 hours a day. Brian really likes being bugged on his phone. Loves it.
There goes Laura.
That sounds like Colty.
Yep.
And that is Sam.
About 20.
And on cue, where you at, Emily?
Hey, are those cranes on the right with cameras on them? Do you see that up there? Because Brian was talking about that they're going to do a post-production like recap of this, and I'm not seeing any cameras on the field or any like Heber Mars, steady cams running around.
I think like that person that took off running in the blue jacket.
Look
that
at
wasn't an athlete.
Heidi's comment, Sevan.
What's that all it takes to get Brian's number? Yeah. For $25. Give $25, I'll tell you what you get next, but you got to give $25 first. Are those cameras on the scene? Yeah, but, even if that was that, man, that's not going to be, they're going to need some better coverage than that. There must be someone out there with a long lens or something, right? I'm surprised they don't have someone out there.
Yeah.
I wonder what other events they've done at the mall here at this ski slope. I wonder if like what other big brands do something out on this slope. Thanks, Sarah. We appreciate it too.
All right. So Laura,
Sam made
Briggs,
up
and
the most
Holtzy.
distance on that run.
Yeah, but they're all right there.
You still like Emily's position? Here
I mean,
comes.
she's right there.
So what do you say?
Person,
I don't know how bad she's hurting, but if she's like just coasting right now, those 3 pushing each other.
Oh yeah.
They're going to burn out before her. But, I mean, if she's hurting just as bad, then it won't matter.
Now, what I'm wondering is was this an unfortunate draw for Michaela Norman to not be able to go against these 3?
For sure. I don't know how they planned the heating, but I think seeing that she was the only one that finished, they're automatically going to push a little harder on this event. That time cap looked like it took people by surprise a little bit.
Is that a word? John said, I don't know how they plan the heating.
Seating.
The heating.
I meant to say seating.
I'm cool with that. Just checking. Hey, Brian. So you were saying that Sam made up run on the space on the run, made up time on the run. Are you saying that she came off the erg after them, but then came back on the run with them?
Yeah, so what we expected is what's happening is Laura's beating them on the ski erg. They're both closing distance on her on the run, but Sam closed almost all of the. She actually looked like she overtook Holta, and both of them were within maybe 5 meters of Laura Horvath. So it's setting up for every round should be really close, and I think it's going to end up being a sprint to the finish in the last round between at least
sprint
two.
to the finish, then that is really unfortunate for Michaela. Because she could have been right there with them, and she'll get beat by all three of them just by unfortunate happenstance.
How would Colton Mertens doing this? Would he be able to beat all these women?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
I think there's a lot of guys that would lose to these particular women in this particular event.
Safe answer. Safe answer.
Here's Andrea.
Pretend like you guys don't see him. Pretend like you don't see him. Just that cool. Just that cool. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think about the time cap, Mr. Hopper? Are you tripping?
The time cap? I'm not that into this, so I don't even know what's going
happening?
So we're just starting the run of round 4. Laura Horvath is still getting off of the skier first, but it looks like Sam Briggs is starting to make a charge on the run. She came off ahead of Kristen. She was behind Kristen in the previous round. She just pulled ahead, and now as we start to make the turnaround at the top of the mountain, Sam Briggs is your overall leader coming into round 5, and it looks like Holt is also starting to catch up on Laura as well. You can see Briggs in the distance in the back left. She's a little bit more loose with her arms, a little bit more reckless on the way down, picking up some good distance between the two ladies behind her. So it looks like Sam Briggs pushing into the lead for this final round. An awesome performance for her to start the weekend.
Thank you, Tommy. I loved it how the writing on the bottom covered Hopper's face, and Sousa didn't like that, so he pushed John down there and moved Hopper up, moved the eye candy up, eye candy up.
I'm third now.
Jacqueline, thanks for the $20. You're a good dude. You're a good dude.
Sevan,
So what do you think, Hopper? You're not you.
Sevan, you still owe me money.
For what? What happened?
That coffee money that those people were sending me.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm gonna Venmo you as soon as this show's over.
Yeah, it was like $40 total.
Why aren't you here making 50K? There's no one here that can beat you. This is easy money for you, Hopper. Were you invited?
Yeah, I was invited. I want to go to Wadapalooza.
And is it hard to say no when they invite you?
I wanted to go to Wadapalooza. Wadapalooza is just as much money.
I hear you, but is it hard to say no when they invite you?
It wasn't hard, no.
I think
you can't go to all of them, man. Like you can't go to all of them.
He's got Nike money right now. He doesn't care too much anymore.
Hey, what's the deal? What's going on over there at HWPO? You got a new athlete over there named Mal O'Brien.
Dude, hold on, dude. No. This is about Dubai.
Okay, what do you think? Jason, have you ever run in the snow? Have you ever worked out this hard? Let's say it's 40 degrees in there. Let's say it's 35 degrees in there. Have you ever done that? Worked out as hard as they're working out? Do we know what the temp is in there, Brian?
I don't know. It's got to be cold.
Yeah. I mean, they got to keep ice in there.
I don't recall. I've had a snowball fight a few times. That's pretty much it, though.
I mean, Vermont's pretty cold if you ever go up there this time of the year.
Yeah, Vermont's
there
pretty
goes
cold,
Sam. Sam's starting off on the last run. No one's catching her.
No, she took off.
This is going to be a battle for second.
So the boy from Alabama doesn't have any
Laura's
insight
gotta
for
go.
us on what it's like working out in the snow.
The boy from Alabama.
All right, so we're on the final run.
Yeah.
Just started round 5. Sam Briggs has pulled ahead. There's about a minute to the cap. So if Sam can turn around and get down this hill in under a minute, she'll fish underneath the cap and maybe catch Michaela Norman's time from the previous heat. So looks like Kristen Holta is just starting to pass Laura Horvath for second overall in the heat. And then just off to the right of your screen, you can see Emily Rolfe is starting to climb a little bit. She's in 4th right now, and she's going to have to make up some distance. And here comes Sam Briggs coming down the mountain to your left. She could potentially take the overall heat.
Gosh, that time cap's aggressive.
Yeah, so this thing that's happening between Lauren Horvath and Kristen Holt right here is the problem that we hope doesn't exist.
Looks like Sam Briggs is going to take the overall event win. Coming up in second right now.
I'm hopeful that Kristen crosses
like
this line in time.
Nope.
No.
Oh,
That looks like Kristen Holt.
So that right there,
short.
that right there is the potential problem with not having built-in time
Same for Laura
caps.
Horvath.
because Laura got off the ski
So
and Holty beat her.
So if the time cap is when they get off the ski,
for right now,
then that is
Hold on one second.
it looks like it's going to be Sam Briggs first overall, then Michaela Norman in second. Then it's going to be close between Gabby Magala and Kristen Holta for 3rd place overall. Both finished just outside of the cap.
Wow.
How many heats
What
are
I'm
there?
getting from this is Tommy doesn't know the tiebreaker.
How many heats are there?
That was the last heat for the women.
2 is the answer. 2 heats of 10, Jason.
Hopper, who's your pick for the guys?
I can't say. I like
So
Roman.
you can't talk about your
Roman?
new training partner, and
I
you can't
like
talk.
Roman. No. Okay, I'm giving you what you want. I like Roman.
Okay, good. He's like, let's stay on subject here. Let's stay on subject. And have you competed against Roman, Jason? Because these guys are so high on Roman, they think he's like fucking Superman stuck over there in Europe across the Atlantic.
I want him to win. I feel like that would be
It's
just good for
technically
him.
Asia.
Just pretty good for him.
Do you know him?
No, I don't. But since he can't come to America to compete at the games, I just want him to win this. So.
And do you know what the issue is? Why he can't come?
I have no idea.
That's what Brian says too, but Brian knows. Have you met him, Hopper?
Brian, you know? Brian, do you know?
Yeah, Brian knows.
If Brian knows, I know. I think I know.
What, he was like in the Chechenian army or some shit, and like he blew something up?
I have no idea.
Hey, Hopper, how good do you think Mal would have done in this event?
Great question.
I haven't really seen her train as much as I like. I've seen her or work out. I've seen her do the only competition I watched her at was the Granite Games. I mean, I didn't really watch her at the games because I was competing, and then the Rogue I was competing, so it's like I haven't really had time to like actually watch her. But at Granite Games at the semi it was pretty impressive. So I've never really seen her like push a run or anything or ski.
Are you chomping at the bit to get in there when you watch these guys? Seriously.
Not right now because that looks freezing out there, and I'm pretty warm in my jacket, cuddled up next to my dog. But
yeah,
the ski running in the snow would be pretty cool for an event.
And do you plan on watching this whole thing or keeping up with it, or do you care who wins, or like how does it affect your training, your competition, your mindset?
I'm not planning on keeping up with it just because I love the sport of CrossFit, so I've always been intrigued and just always kept up. But I'm going to bed at like 10:45, so whatever is happening at that point, I'm going to sleep.
And why is that? Well, how many hours of sleep do you need?
About 9.
Are you liking this just full-time CrossFit athlete thing? Do you miss your job at all, or seriously?
I love full-time athlete vibes. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. I'm gonna go on a swim. Then I'm gonna come home. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, and then I'm gonna go do a bike ride because try to take a. It's called a no impact Thursday. So it's like I don't go into the gym. So I'm gonna swim and do a bike ride. That'll be my training for tomorrow.
Whose philosophy
But
is
I
that?
love
That
it.
sounds
It's fun.
that sounds smart. No impact Thursday. Whose idea is that? Is that like a Hinshot thing?
Who do you think? It's the goats, bro.
No impact Thursday.
Actually, a lot of people do it. It's like active recovery, but it's like I guess the same thing. I don't know.
Is
But I love
is
it.
Ricky
It's
doing
pretty fun,
Wadapalooza, Brian? He is.
Look at this man. He's just trying to. He doesn't even know who I am. We haven't even met. He's just trying to stir up stuff.
John Young, Jason Hopper, John Young.
I'm a big fan.
Nice to meet you, John.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, it's
I
quite
saw
the
you
statement.
you bet on me at Rogue. I'm sorry I didn't come through.
That's okay. You did good enough. I didn't look bad.
Keep believing. Keep believing.
Hey, it'll be quite the statement if Ricky wins this.
I think he has a pretty good chance at winning this event. At least he's pretty good at. I mean, he's a good runner.
What's it like when you get off of steroids, Jason? How's that affect you? What's that like?
The UCB passed all these drug tests, bro. I'm so happy that they published those. Everybody thinks I'm on roids after this. After that semi, remember? No one can run like that and win or be that big.
What are you weighing right now?
235.
No shit.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
220.
And when you show up to Wadapalooza, how much will you be weighing?
Probably 220.
And will the goal be to win that?
Well, it won't be to lose it.
Right. And let's talk about Sarah for a second. Is Sarah here to win? Have you ever had an injury like she had and had to come back? Have you ever had an injury that kept you out of something for 8 or 9 months and then you come back?
No.
So you have no idea. Do you have any thoughts on what she's going through? Like, is she there to win?
I think she would. I think for her it would be almost like just to shake the dust off, if I had to guess. Just like get back in the groove of things before the season, get back in that competition, like, and just like feel it out. But I mean, obviously she's there to compete and like give her best. And I mean, if I was out for that long, I would be wanting to win, but also like knowing like I haven't competed for so long, like don't have too high of expectations, you know.
Her knee looked like it held up all right on the run. I mean, she did pretty well. She was towards the top of her heat.
I keep refreshing this
So are the
leaderboard
guys
over
going?
here.
The
They're
guy
going
should
next.
be going soon.
Well, I'm afraid I'm gonna miss it because the time cap is 17 minutes, and I will not be asleep. I will not be awake in 17 minutes. So
All you got to do is check the Sevan podcast tomorrow morning, first thing when you wake up. Just turn that on. Listen to the soothing.
I'm not. No, dude, I'm mad at you, dude. We were supposed to literally have a podcast the other day at 10 o'clock, and you were like, "No."
Dude, I text you and Brian 3 times asking for confirmation, and you know, crickets. Then the night before the podcast, you're like, "So we good for tomorrow?" I'm like, "This fucking guy, this prima donna, he thinks he owns me."
That was not it.
And you do own me, except I had scheduled someone else. I'd bet
we had it scheduled like 3 months ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago. It was like this day, this time, and it got pushed back to the next Monday, and it was that 10 o'clock, and you were like, "No, I'm with somebody else."
I'll take 50% of the blame. Oh, there's my hero, Ricky Garrard. 86,000 followers on Instagram. How many times has Ricky been to the games?
Once.
How'd he finish? What's he get? What do you get if you test positive? You go to the bottom, do you get a DNF, or are you 20 or 30?
Dude.
What?
You just get disqualified.
Oh, so DQ.
I'm putting my money on Roman here.
That's who me and Brian have winning.
The event or the whole competition?
Both.
He's long. He's probably yanking the crap out of that ski.
I'm just curious how they selected the heats. I almost feel like it was random.
I don't know. After seeing the second heat of the women, I almost think it's negligible because.
Oh.
What?
Roman's way ahead.
Roman is a monster, man.
Watch this. Watch this. Some guy's going to get off here behind Ricky. I can't tell who it is. Ricky goes right here. So does this other guy. But look way up in the distance.
You see Roman?
That little speck up halfway up the hill is Roman already.
It's not like he's running slow either.
He's going to blow up. He's going to blow up.
I don't think so.
Wait, so who got off at what times?
Roman was
we don't know
first
we don't know what times because we don't know how far into the row the ski they were when they started airing it, but Roman's in the lead.
Ski Dubai is an indoor ski resort with 22,500 square meters of indoor ski area. It's kept at a crisp 30 degrees. It has 5 slopes.
All right, so we're in round 2 right now. We got Roman Krennikov in front, although it looks like there's a push right here on the run. One of the Jukic brothers, it looks like, Luka.
Let's go.
It's coming down. Ricky passing as well on the run.
Past Roman.
So you have Luka Jukic, Ricky, Roman, and Lazar.
Wow, what the heck? All the top guys are
4 going into round 3. Right now, Roman's been holding a 135 on the skier. Absolutely insane through the first 2 rounds. He's blazing the skier.
Hopper's like, that's nothing.
Yeah, what is that, Hopper? Is that good? I have no idea. I've done a ski erg like twice. Is 135 good for a 500?
Yeah, 135 is pretty solid.
But basically, the 4 guys who we thought were the favorites for the event are all in the lead in this heat. And assuming this is heat 1, that actually kind of makes things interesting if it is, in fact, an advantage to go in the second heat. Because usually we're used to seeing the event favorites or the better people overall in the competition go last, not first.
Hey, listen to this. Adjoining the slopes is a 3,000 square meter snow park. Ski Dubai also houses a number of penguins who are let out of their enclosures several times a day. Penguin encounters can be booked, allowing the public to interact directly with the penguins. They should let them out on the slope right now.
Who's that right there?
Willie George, I think.
Gosh, all the top guys are.
And Henrik Apelainen, Yorgos Karovis, yellow hat is Roman.
Say that guy's name again. Yorgos what? Say his name, Brian?
Yorgos Karovis.
Yeah, Heidi loves it when you say his name.
No, that's Ricky right there.
That's Ricky in the orange shoes, yeah. And I think Lazar might be next to him. I can't quite
Dude,
tell.
Lazar actually might win this whole thing. He's the best runner out of everybody.
I think Elliot Simmons is in this heat too.
He said Luka's a better runner than him.
Look at Tyson. Look at this dude.
Look at Hopper getting destroyed in the comments. Games Hopper would hold the 125 and then end up head first in the snow.
Is he wrong though?
Games Hopper would.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I knew it.
Jukic brothers are just madmen downhill. They're just caution to the wind.
I still have Roman. I think he's pacing it and letting them blow up on the run.
Yes.
This is the third ski run.
This seems pretty tight compared to the women, though. The women were much more strung out.
Briggs, Holte, and Laura weren't though. You're talking
I'm
about
willing
the
to,
field as a whole.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet anyone $20 that Hopper doesn't leave this stream in the next minute. He's staying till the end.
No, I won't.
Don't
I
move,
will,
don't
I'm
move, don't
leaving.
move. Just come.
As soon as I see who gets back to the skier, I'm hanging up.
That's Ricky.
Oh, Ricky's making a move.
And then the two Jukic's are
there's
veering
Roman.
off to the right and Roman. So they're all within 5 seconds of each other, 60% of the way through the workout.
This is the last round?
I got you.
They got 2 rounds to go.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
There's Patrick.
This is fun, y'all.
Hopper, you the man, buddy. Thanks for coming on. You're awesome.
Bye, Jason.
See
Yeah,
y'all.
later, dude.
Bye.
There's 2 rounds left.
I think so, yeah.
So Ricky just made a move to get in the first, hard on that run. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's if it sounds like Roman's out skiing them, like Laura was, but these guys are running faster than him, like Kristen and Sam did.
I just
so
feel like Roman's got something in the tank the way Sam did, and he'll just turn it on.
possibly, but it also, I mean, Tommy made it sound like the Jukic brothers and Ricky are being almost reckless running down the hill, and Roman might not be willing to risk that. Maybe he doesn't feel stable. Who knows?
Keep it up, guys. Come on.
Yeah, so if they're running this in 1:10, that's about 10 seconds faster than the women, and they're skiing about 20 seconds faster than them. So they should be finishing this in like the 14, 15-minute range.
So time cap's not a problem for the men.
Who won the women? We think it was either Michaela Norman or Sam Briggs.
Marquez said Michaela Norman.
Can you give us the top 3, what we think it is?
For the men?
For the women.
Michaela Norman and Sam Briggs were first and second for sure, and then Gabby McGowan and Kristen Holto and Laura Horvath were the next 3. Horvath was definitely 5th, assuming that we don't know about the tiebreakers.
And then Sarah was definitely 6th.
Here we go. Let's see if we can see them, the men coming off. There's Ricky in the background. Roman's right behind him in the white. So Ricky's in the black in the lead. Roman's there. And then that's, I think, Lazar, and I think that's Luca.
So they faded because they were right there with them coming to the ski.
Yeah, it looks like they faded on the ski, but what it sounds like Tommy's saying is they're catching up on every run, especially on the downhill. So let's see.
Really hard.
Yeah, let's see if they make anything up here. It's 500 meters, Chad. Let's see if they make up anything here on the way back down, or if maybe they've just, they're just not going to be able to keep up with these two in the end.
Ricky's
Either way,
trying to make a statement.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's looking like he's answering question number 1 right now.
I mean, we knew he would answer that question.
Not everyone has that confidence.
Yeah, nice comment, La Femme Natel. It is. It really is a statement. It's what Derek Forrest was saying in that podcast he did with Brian.
There is another heat to come as well. I know it's unlikely that someone will beat these guys, but you never know. But look at this.
First to finish round 4.
He's pumping up the crowd.
Oh my gosh.
So he's back before Roman.
Here comes that's so Lazar and Luka both got
Roman, and then Luka Jukic off to the right. Those are the top 4.
So Lazar passed Roman on that run as well.
The last two rounds, Roman, or the 2 rounds previous, Roman beat Ricky off of the skier. But in that 4th round, Ricky finally caught up to him on the skier and was neck and neck with him on the run. Ricky has been faster on the run, so it's a good sign for him. I think Roman's starting to fade just a little bit.
And Ricky's got plenty of energy if he's hyping up the crowd.
Thank you, Tommy.
Excellent. So I think this is going to be, you're going to see Ricky probably lead the rest of the way in.
The first couple rounds, Roman was skiing at 135 pace. He's starting to fall off that a little bit. Ricky was at a 145, but was running faster and catching him up on the top of the mountain.
This is the age-old lesson about the erg machines. Sometimes going 10 seconds faster on the erg costs you 20 seconds somewhere else, and you have to be careful. And if Roman might have rode too close to the sun on the first couple rounds.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be Ricky, Lazar, Luca, Roman by the end of this round.
I agree. I think Roman just came out way too hot. I thought he'd be able to hold that, though, and he just couldn't. I can't believe Lazar and Luca are making so much ground in the runs.
These guys are good runners, man.
Yeah, but Roman is also a good runner. Like,
I agree. I know.
He's at about a 141, 142, right? 142 now.
Okay, they should be getting off. There goes Ricky. Yep.
man,
Ricky's first off and back onto the final run. He looks great right now. He looks super composed, super casual on the run. He's charging up the
insurmountable.
First,
Roman looks like he's in
meters,
second.
Looks really comfortable in the snow.
That's
Brian
Lazar.
talking over our correspondent.
Romanov
who's
on
there the
second,
floor.
and then it looks like Lazo Jukic is in third. Luka Jukic just got off the ski erg and is falling behind him in fifth, and then Willie George off to the left.
Oh,
Roman
nice.
might
Really
have
short.
In the conversation all event, but it looks like he made a push on that last round to start to maybe catch up to one of these top three guys.
Not to catch up to the top three, but I think he might overtake Luka. Wow.
I think it'll be Ricky, Lazar, and then Roman.
Here comes Ricky Garrard. It's looking like he's going to win this first heat pretty easily. You can see him in the orange shoes, black shirt.
Oh. Oh, Roman wasn't far behind him.
So Lazar was second, Roman third.
Lazar was ahead of him?
Yeah. And then it looks like Luke. It looks like, where's that, Lazar?
Yeah, I think that's Lazar because Roman was right behind Ricky.
Willie just finished. He made a huge charge to move up in the top four.
He said that was the top four. Willie was the fourth person, so Roman was second.
So they're coming back, and someone's still on the ski erg and hasn't left for the run.
Yeah,
Yep.
can't tell who it is.
20 seconds!
And it seems like at least half of the people under the time cap, which is again different than we saw with the women.
I don't see their coaches.
Why would they be out there?
I just maybe behind the fence or something, just like when they finish like at the games, like the beach events, you would see the coaches there greeting them or just somewhere behind the fence. I didn't see them. I mean, Ricky's brother, Benny's loud as shit. And so if he's anywhere near there, he's
I think he's in Australia.
Oh, you don't think he came out there to Dubai with him?
I don't think so. I think he came with his girlfriend and that, his coach met him there.
Brian, you should have come to Dubai. This is fun. That slope is steep. Trust me. Do you know who that is? Melissa Odier?
I have interacted with her before on Instagram.
And she's in Dubai?
I guess.
Should have had her as a correspondent with Tommy. We could have paid her the same amount we paid Tommy because we need a man and a woman. Coaches aren't allowed at this event. Nate Lyons. You think that's Nate's real last name or that's like his DJ name?
I think it's real.
Okay. Let's recap this. Let's really quick talk about the men real quick and then the women and then back to the men. So what, and by that, I mean, give us the top four for the men. Who just finished there? Who do we know?
So Ricky was first, and it seemed pretty handedly that he was in first. I think he slowed down because he had such a big lead in the last round. And then Roman was second. He made a push in the last round, but he faded near the middle. Third was Lazar, and then fourth was Willie Georges, who kind of came out of nowhere. Willie Georges seemed like he paced that pretty perfectly because he made the biggest push in the last rounds. And then Luca, I'm guessing, would be fifth.
Yeah, and Willie's hasn't gotten a lot of press leading into this event because of some of the other big names like Ricky and Sarah that are coming back. But this is also his return to competition following surgery on his right shoulder and pec area, I think.
Was there anyone ever who challenged Matt Fraser as closely as Ricky Garrard did in any of the CrossFit games?
Well, Ricky wasn't even second in that games. So technically, Fikowski challenged him more in the games that Ricky was in.
What do you mean? He took second, didn't he?
No, Fikowski was second and Ricky was third.
Okay. So, and how many points away was he from Fraser that year?
They weren't that close that year. Probably
Over 200.
Was that over 200 already that year? Yeah, probably 204
For third
points
place?
or something.
Yeah.
Why?
Noah
did I think
was the closest in terms of points in the 2019 season, even though it was very much a different structure. Scoring was very different that year. The cuts made it that way, and the scaling of the scoring system.
So I'm not remembering right. Ricky wasn't breathing down Matt's neck that year at the games.
No, there were just a couple of events that he really shone on. So, like, he took first on cyclocross. Fraser was second. He took first on the Madison Tri-Plus. Vellner was second, and he beat Fraser in that heat. He did really well on Amanda 45 and was neck and neck with Fraser up until the last round. So, like, moments like that really stood out.
The hay bale event. Are you talking about the hay bale
That's the
event?
Madison Tri-Plus, yeah.
I think the Madison Tri-Plus is something else. I don't remember that one.
Triplet, the Madison Triplet then.
Yeah. He was first by like a lot. I think that was his biggest statement.
And that was Sunday morning where you get to that point in the weekend and sometimes you see people breaking down, and he was having his best performance.
But there were other events where he struggled a lot. He just made a lot of noise, similar to Guillermo, but in different styles.
Well, he proved, but I guess it invalidates my point a little bit, but he proved that, like, hey, he deserved to be in that top three. He deserved to be on that podium. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't some sort of PED. I think he just proved it here. I guess, I mean, I know there's still 6 or 7 more events, but that was a tremendous showing.
Yeah, that was super impressive. Yeah, very good start to the week. And, I think, like I said,
we knew this about him, though. His greatest asset is his engine. He is like I thought Roman had the best engine in CrossFit, but I knew Ricky was right there with them. I thought Ricky probably was second, but now, I mean, Ricky's engine might be a little bit better than Roman's, but maybe not on machines, but for running.
Right.
I just think a lot of people wanted to see him shit the bed and be like, hey, he was juiced up and it was all the juice.
Oh, no. I mean, he's incredibly fit. Like, he'd be top 10 every year. He's just not as good as I think you have built up in your head, but
he is. He's the greatest ever. Brian, do you agree with that? He'll be top 10. He'll be top 10 at the games if he makes it to the games. I know it's a little far out. Yeah.
I think he definitely has that potential.
Well, where's BKG? Why didn't he come to this?
BKG is at the point of his career where he's very aware of how many times a season he can and wants to compete at the level required to do this. And he made the decision to compete at Rogue this year. He skipped out on the chance to compete at Rogue in 2019 and wanted to focus on making the podium at the games, which he did. So I think the opportunity to do it this year was something he didn't want to pass by a second time in case he never got invited again, or, whoever knows, he's been doing this for a while. And then that was it. He decided that was the one competition I was going to do in the off season, and I'm going to get ready for the next season.
Okay. Souza, they're live again, I think. I'm seeing that they're live again. How do they only have 298 and we have 636? How am I not understanding the math on that?
I remember the other day when you were looking at their YouTube and they've only put up 3 videos in the past 12 months for a combined 600 views.
Yeah.
So there's no traffic's being driven there.
Okay.
You've been doing a podcast every day for the last however many months.
12 years.
12 years, right?
God, it feels like forever.
Can CrossFit possibly just like ask the Prince, whoever runs Dubai, to sponsor the CrossFit Games and do it in Dubai?
Yes, they could.
Because, I mean, that's an easy way to get Roman in the games. I don't understand why they don't just... like Dubai likes CrossFit. Why would we not just say, hey, Prince, whatever his name is, can you sponsor the games and we'll show how beautiful Dubai is? It's CrossFit Games, the biggest fitness event in the world, and then Roman would be able to do it.
All right, so that's Tola there. Tola Moraquinho. who we're going to be
Ryan
looking
didn't
for at
care.
this event because we want to see how his endurance has improved. This is Simon Montila from Sweden. Well, I just want, in case people want to know who these people are. That's Sam Stewart from Ireland. I think that is Mahmoud Shalan. And then that might be Badr al... No, that's Mahmoud Shalan. The other one is Mohammed Al Omda.
Oh. It wasn't a Mahmed and a Mahmoud?
No, there's Jeff
There's
Adler,
Jeff
though.
Adler.
Also on this side is... who is that next to him? I couldn't tell, but Andre Houdet is there in the black. Branislav Alenkovic all the way on the far right.
Is that the first guy we've seen in shorts?
Yeah, no surprise, really.
And he's Polish.
One of these.
Polish.
Alex Katulis has to be out here somewhere unless he was in Heat 1.
Elliot Simmons should be in this one.
I thought he might have been in the last one. There's a couple of guys it was hard to tell.
I mean, I just figured he'd be, close to the lead if he on this event. And we didn't see him.
So we saw Sam Stewart's short sleeve from Ireland, and then who was that in shorts? And is that the first guy we see in shorts? And why do you guys say you're not surprised? That's the guy.
That was Bronislaw Linkowitz.
And he's just hard. He's just like whatever.
He's just like this, he's from Poland, and he just strikes me as the type of guy that would shovel snow in shorts. I don't know.
Right. And barefoot.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Like he's somehow related to the Liver King. Oh shit, the show's gonna fall apart without John.
Oh yeah, we gotta lock in a little bit more here.
Hey, this lady, Melissa Odier, she said she'll be help be our eyes and ears on the ground there.
Awesome.
Yeah, let me find her on Instagram and give her my phone number. She said she's Armenian. I can't go wrong, right?
Yeah, just set up a little thread with her.
Okay. Shit. Is it 2 L's in Melissa?
I thought it was 1.
Well, I don't see her with 1. Let me see her name again. I wish Tommy would come on and talk while I do this. Oh, it is 1.
Yeah, I was hoping for that as well. I think that they might be on after 2 rounds.
Melissa 38 160. That's how, unless it's her young, wild, and free. Is this her? She says she's. You don't look Armenian.
Oh, that's okay.
You recognize her?
No, now I know who all 5 of these guys are on this side. So that's Branislav, Andre, Alex Katulis is in the red. This is Fabian Benito Celis right in front of us, and then Adler's in the all gray.
Melissa, if you're watching, you gotta hit me up in the DMs. I'm not on Insta, Sevan. How am I supposed to get you my phone number?
That's Mahmoud Shalan, and someone in the comments mentioned that Mohammed Alamda was in the last heat. This is Moritz Feibig from Germany. I think he just won the IF3 World Championships. Same thing as Kristen Holta. And then we have Sam Stewart, Simon Montila, and Tola Morquinho on this side. But we still don't know who's in the lead.
I'm interested to see how Tola will do in this event.
He was kind of mid-pack at the end of the first round.
I bet Brian does have her number.
Good.
Hey,
how is Jeff doing?
I think he's out in the lead, but I haven't been able to tell for sure yet because they were on the left side when the first guys took off.
I find it amazing that no one popped. Did only one guy pop for having COVID?
It supposedly was a false positive that Will just had, and he couldn't get it rectified in a quick enough amount of time.
I find it amazing that this virus that's just spreading so crazy all over the planet and just fucking everywhere, just wreaking havoc. And only one person had a false positive. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. At least 5 athletes should have been banned.
I think someone saying that Moritz Feibig might be in the lead here?
You called that guy to be your dark horse, right?
I think that's Andre Houdet. I can't. Oh, no, there's Adler.
That
That's
photographer
right, Jeff.
just stays face down the entire time. Do you see that? Just
I think Feibig's in third. I think it's Adler, Houdet, Feibig.
If Jeff gets like 5th in this event, I think Ricky's in trouble.
It's a good. The interesting thing is, when one of these the favorite men, Roman, Ricky, Jeff, Lazar, etc., have a bad event, how many guys are able to come in between them and take those points away? And if it's, this might not be that event, right? It might be the lifting event that there just happen to be a lot of strong guys, or the whatever. Maybe one of the events we don't know at the end is something where it just happens to be that 5 or 10 guys in this field are really good at it and can middle the points on you on the wrong workout, and then you find yourself outside the podium.
I feel bad for Willie George's that it's a clean and jerk event because he can clean 375. He can clean just as heavy as the strongest guys, but he can't jerk it because of shoulder surgery.
Right.
Oh, here's a good idea. Let Melissa call the call-in number. I guess she could. Yeah, Melissa, you could text me your number on the call-in number. That's not a bad idea. And then I can text you. Melissa, grab that number if you can and text me. Text your God, how am I going to know it's her and it's not just some chick trying to find her way to Brian?
There goes Adler. Is anyone ahead of him? Let's see here. So it looks like Adler's in the lead by quite a bit, actually. And this might be one of those situations where, like we talked about with Michaela Norman, did he get the bad draw, not being in the heat with the other guys that are fastest? Even if he wins this heat, maybe he's not. Maybe there might be someone like a Willie George or Luka Jukic that beats him that he could have beaten if he'd had that motivation to keep up with Ricky and Roman, etc.
I mean, it didn't affect Michaela Norman. She still won.
But we don't know that.
According to Tommy.
Yeah, but she might have just coasted in there, and
she
she
got
could
at least
have sprint. Yeah, I know, but the points matter, and I don't know the scoring system yet. But if they have a scaled scoring system, then at the top is when they matter the most.
Yeah.
I wish we could get just one camera, one time, just see what's going on at the top up there. I want to see. Someone said, "Trust me, it's steep." And I just want to see from the top just once. I think from the bottom there to the top of the 700 foot mark is 25 stories. I think I saw that on Wiki. I think I saw that the inside of that building, it's a 25-story climb, the ski slope. And it says there's 5 slopes there, and we only see
Come on,
2.
Jeff. Quit walking.
Adler looks like he's wearing one of those suits that helps you lose weight, like one of those wrestler suits.
Seems like he's got like a 12-second lead on Houdet.
That's first and second we're looking at right there?
Yeah, all gray Jeff Adler, all black on the left, Andre Houdet. And then that's Moritz Feibig from Germany coming in third. And that should be Simon Montilla in fourth in this heat. Well, we can't see the other side, but I'm assuming they're showing us the guys in the order they're coming in. So that would be Sam Stewart in fifth in the heat.
Hey, see where the camera's pointed right now? Well, to the right a little bit. That's just a mall back there. Right back there. See those windows? And people from the mall can look in through those windows. And about 10 yards across, there's a Shake Shack. And I'm guessing that's where Tommy is right now, and that's why we haven't heard from him. Getting a double cheeseburger. I don't know if gray pants were the right choice. Why is that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Will, I saw an Insta story of Sarah walking at the top of the hill. Okay, so there's people up there. They are reporting.
I hope there's multiple viewpoints on the hill run.
Melissa, I wasn't concerned about you getting Brian's phone number. I'm talking about other people contacting me to try to get Brian's phone number. No, you're a good woman.
Yeah, I didn't think about Adler. He probably does have experience running in the snow.
Dude, he is crushing this heat.
Do we have any reporting on how they're going to do the time cap yet?
No.
How they're going to do the tiebreaker? Sorry, more specifically. Yes, when someone pays me.
Brian, do you have a time when they started
Started what?
the event?
No. Because they're not. We haven't. They jump in mid-event.
Because I don't know. Like when Jeff finishes, we're not going to know anything.
Unless Tommy or Melissa happen to save the day.
I proposed to Assault Bike last year that they let me come to their booth at the games. All I wanted was the travel costs, and I wanted to go there with Brian and whoever. I don't know if John was around then, and I wanted to go. Oh no, that was when we were working with Ryan, and I wanted to work the games in their booth, and I thought it was going to happen, but it never did.
Good job, Jeff.
So what's interesting is he ran past those ergs, and the other guys, Roman and Ricky, smashed into their erg. Did you see that? Like they were supposed to touch it.
Hold on, Sevan. I'm trying to see if he says something. So that was the time cap right there.
So, not quite as excited as the last heat, but Jeff Adler put on a great performance. Only athlete to finish underneath the time cap, it looks like. About 30 seconds behind the top time from Ricky. So the previous top time was 14:59, and Jeff was around 15:30. So even though he wasn't able to beat the top time from the previous one, he'll have a strong finish overall.
So does that mean he didn't come in between? Ricky didn't, or Adler got 15:30 and Ricky got 14:59. We don't know if he beat Roman, Lazar, or Willie George. Is that what we're hearing?
I don't think he beat Roman, Lazar, or Willie, but he might have beaten Luca because I didn't see Luca come in. Did you, Brian?
Brian just pooped his pants.
Did I see Luca? No, I didn't see Luca finish. My guess is based on what he's saying that Adler finished fourth or fifth.
Ahead of Willie? I figure it'd be fifth.
Fourth or fifth, yeah.
That's pretty good for a guy who's not great at endurance stuff.
What does this mean right here? Brian, I'm curious what your no, not that. What's this? He said 14. Oh, he said 14:30. He didn't say 15:30. I heard that wrong. No.
I mean, Tommy said 15:30. I did not hear what he said in French. If I had heard, I would have understood him.
I mean, the time cap went right after he finished, so it couldn't have been that.
Here she goes. She's saying he said 14:37 in French. Thank you for the clarification. Appreciate that, Mari Carmen Garduño. But the times we're getting is Ricky got 14:59 with first place, and we know Adler got 15:30. We don't know what place he's in, but we know it's Roman, Lazar, and Willie George. And we don't know who else got time capped or who made it in the first heat under the time cap either, right? We just know.
Well, it would have been everybody except maybe Luca, but everybody but that.
Is this the guy in the competition? No, his name's Tolo. This is YOLO. Brian, what can you tell us what you're seeing over there that's getting you all your panties?
You got the same message.
Oh,
just check your text.
Oh, yes. Should I read it out loud before I read it in my head?
That's up to you. I think you should read it in your head.
Okay.
Did I get this message?
It's actually TGI Fridays that looks directly into the ski slope. But there's some windows there in the mall too, and there's some tables there where you can eat at Shake Shack and just sit at those tables and then look into those windows. So I know that, but maybe TGI. That's awesome that it's TGI Fridays. So we're getting some information, unofficial information about what the tiebreaker is.
Is that what you're mad about?
Yeah, it seems fair to me. I mean, I like it.
It does seem fair.
Yeah, but I'm sure you could unfuck me.
Oh, this is gonna screw somebody over really bad. I already know.
Well, the thing that's definitely fair about it is if they briefed something, then all the athletes knew about it, and that's what they should uphold. And we haven't seen that not necessarily be the case sometimes before, but that's what. No, what I should say is what we've seen before is when competition directors have briefed athletes of a certain tie break, then seen that it play out in real time and realized that there was a better way to do it, but they still stuck by what they briefed, and that's what you have to do. So whatever they briefed is what they'll stick by, and all of the athletes found out about it at the same time and had the same set of rules to operate under. And if this is true, then what Roman did actually does make sense.
What is it? Is it average ski time?
Total ski time. So
Laura, that helps Laura a lot too.
Yes, however, there's also sounds like there could be. This is where I don't exactly understand what we're receiving. Is that there also might be the rounding of the pole at the top could come into effect prior to total ski time. So, for example, how I'm understanding it is if Laura got off the ski before Kristen in the last round, and they both rounded the turn, then whoever rounded the turn first would take the tie break. But if neither of them rounded the turn first, then it would go to total ski time.
And if both of them rounded the turn, it's
whoever rounded it first. So if Laura still had the lead at the turn, but Kristen passed her on the straightaway back in, but was 3 steps short of finishing, then it would revert back to Laura being ahead at the turn. That's how I understand it. But again, it's unofficial.
So then we have no idea who rounded the turn first because there's no camera there.
And this is just my interpretation of an unofficial report.
And I have a question. What would be the ideal way to do it? When they say time cap, everyone froze and then you just looked where everyone was at. Would that be like the most fair way to do it?
Whatever they briefed is what is fair. I mean,
yeah, if you could take an overhead picture,
I think that,
see where everybody's at. That's the most fair way because everybody did the full amount of work or the full amount of time of the workout.
So Brian,
but the better solution would have just been have a 20-minute time cap,
or that. But they decided not to do that, Brian.
Brian, why don't you like it? Because it puts a bias and makes it ski erg heavy instead of balancing the two modalities.
Well, it just changes the race, right? Like when we're watching a competition, a race like this, when the buzzer ends, like you either win one of two ways. You cross the finish line first, or you're closer to the finish line when time expires.
Right.
And if there's a different system imposed that makes that not what results in someone beating someone else, then it kind of confuses the race a little bit.
So the only thing this could affect is that because Roman still finished, Lazar still finished, so it doesn't affect any of them. But the only thing it could affect is Laura and Holty. Because Briggs finished.
Amongst the leaders, yeah. It also could potentially affect like Willie and Luca. You know, if Luke, I'm not sure if Luke, I think Luca got off the ski before him, but Roman made
Willie
it back.
finished.
Okay, so Willie finished. But in a scenario like that, and there might have been scenarios like that further down the leaderboard that we didn't see.
Further down the leaderboard for sure. But out of the top people, the only thing it affects is Laura and Holty and maybe Gabby. Because it would be the time that she turned the corner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So anyway, we'll have to wait to see. But at the very least, it sounds like they did brief the athletes of something. And as long as the athletes all knew that, then they could all operate under the same, set of knowledge and rules. And that is the nature of competition in this sport right now.
Why do they always make the tiebreaker so complicated?
Does this competition, does the Dubai CrossFit Championships, do they have their own leaderboard and then Competition Corner scrapes it?
I don't know for sure what the setup they have there is this year.
because I'm
The
trying
best
to
way
figure
to
out-
find it, the best way
Yeah.
to find it that I've always found is just the competition corner. For most competitions, that's just the easiest way to access it.
Okay, well, I have both leaderboards. Oh shit! No, that's last year's. Okay. Yeah, when you click on the Dubai one, they got the 2019 one.
I mean, keep in mind they're gonna, they're probably
Oh.
about to start event 2 or event
Dude,
1B.
It says powered by Competition Corner on the Dubai website. So you're right, John. That you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know those guys, Brian? The Competition Corner guys?
Yes.
He talks to them frequently.
He does?
That the guy who runs Competition Corner is a very good guy.
Is he smart as shit? He's a programmer?
He's definitely smart.
Do I know him?
I'm not sure.
Is it John? Is it this dude next to you?
No, but that would be funny.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And I just never told you that.
Could totally
I
see
just
it.
have a bunch of secret side hustles and nobody knows who I am.
Okay. What time is this? What time is event number 2? So let's just recap here real quick. Event number 1A is over, and we know that the winners are 100% Ricky and Michaela Norman.
That's what Tommy said. I'm not 100% sure that her time was faster than Sam Briggs, but we're going to rely on Tommy. That's all we have to rely on so far.
We know 100% Ricky won, and then it's either Michaela Norman or Sam Briggs, 1 and 2.
Didn't we watch Michaela Norman win with
Different
our own
heats.
eyes?
Different
heat.
heats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas they actually told us the men's times of Ricky's time and Jeff's time, so we knew the heat winner's time, so we knew the overall event winner, but they didn't do it for the women.
Look at this person writes, Sevan, it's me. Yeah, I know it's you, but I don't know who you are. But yeah, I know. I got it. It's you.
So the second event's supposed to happen at 10:22. So around then,
isn't that like 1 minute?
It's right now. So Matt, just be on the lookout for when they go live again.
But it's not. It's 10:22. They're 12 hours ahead, and we're 8:22. They're 12 hours ahead.
For me, 10:22 for me. It's 8:22 for you. Sorry.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's confirmed 100% about the tiebreaker. No, I'm joking. We just got a sec saying it's not 100%.
At least we know what it is, though.
Yeah, or we're hoping.
So we have an idea.
Yes, pending. Do they drug test at this event?
I think they probably will do some drug testing at this event. I don't know how
Probably
many.
drug
How many
test
athletes.
the podium.
This is the type of event where they'll probably drug test the podium, and they might also randomly drug test Ricky Garrard, or I mean a couple other athletes.
Oops. Souza, do we want to close this and fire up a new stream so we have separate streams since it's a different event? Are we doing this next event, guys? Are you guys up for this? No pressure. No one's listening.
You said we're going hard this week.
Yeah, let's go hard. Souza, what do you think? Do we? I wish Will or Caleb would jump in here. They're like, did you see like when Will does the things on the Real Sevan podcast? He's got like records on the wall behind him. Souza, what's up?
I don't know. It's the 1A, 1B, right? So if you just split it up by events, we might as well just keep this one stream and then just have.
Look at Will has spoken, the guy with the records on the wall behind him.
Don't break up the stream. See, we're aligned. Will and I know. That's what's up.
Okay. Don't break up the streams. Okay.
Jeez.
Bruce, John was saying basically 2 minutes ago it was supposed to start. So maybe
I keep refreshing. Nothing's yet, but oh, here we go. We're back in.
Okay.
What portion? Time cap of 7 minutes shouldn't be a problem, and it looks like Martin Solheim finishing just ahead
So we missed all of it?
Of Michaela Norman. So we got some new athletes moving up to the front on this second portion. See Sarah Sigmund's daughter crossing. That's a huge win for her. I know she was trying to be careful about the downhill run. She was really just trying to shake the dust off on these first couple of events. It's a big stepping stone for her.
So is it up and then down? I thought it was just
coming
up.
across. Looks like Evie Hollis starting to come across too. And that first heat is already done. 7-minute time cap. They didn't even need it.
Okay, so what I'm thinking here is that the person who has the IG for Dubai cannot see any part of the run other than that bottom part, and so we're probably only going to get the finishes like that.
Oh, that's so lame.
So wait, so we were wrong about that event. Originally, let's try to refigure out what that event is. That's event.
Do they
tell me
run?
what
Do
you
they
guys
run
think
up
it is.
and then down?
This is event 1B.
If it's just a downhill run, that's stupid.
Yeah, we don't know.
Okay, so let's just take a guess at that was event 1B. It has a 7-minute time cap. How many heats do you think are going?
2. I would
2
assume
heats.
that they'll schedule it that way to give as close to a similar amount of rest as possible.
2 heats male, 2 heats for male, 2 heats for female. We think we just saw heat 1 go.
Yeah, those seem to be the same women who were in heat 1 of event 1A, because he said that Michaela Norman took second in that heat to Martine Solheim, who we originally thought might have been Andrea Nistler when we couldn't tell who all the athletes were. So she was in that heat as well. So yeah.
And did those ladies have weight vests on?
Yeah, 14-pound vest. Sarah Sigma's daughter was in that heat, and she had a decent event finish. It sounded like she looked a little shaky coming down the finish line when I saw her, but so did some of the other women. I mean, it's not level, it's snow, so you can step in a footprint or whatever.
And we don't know if they ran up. John just said something interesting. I was assuming they ran up and ran down, but John just speculated that maybe they started at the top and just ran down. John, is there anything that makes
I'm not speculating that. I'm just saying if they did do that, I think that is one of the stupidest events I've ever seen.
No judgment. Do they have any posts? What's the write-up say? Go back to that, Souza. Go back to their Instagram where they talk about event 1B.
It says full slope run, so that makes me think it's up and then down.
Okay.
But I was just hoping we got to see the whole thing. And if the time cap is 7 minutes, that makes sense. Right. So.
And where did we hear that it was 700 meters? Where did we see that? Or am I making that up?
I said
Brian told us.
Okay. And Brian, that's just hearsay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just based on the time cap and the communications that I had about a couple of weeks ago.
700 meters. And so that's almost a half a mile.
Yeah.
All right.
But 700 meters up is very different than 700 meters down, and obviously is different than the combination.
It said Tommy showed them running up on the IG stream. So
on his own personal IG stream.
Maybe we should stream that one.
Or just be aware of both.
Thank you, Melinda. What are you wearing? Okay. Why is it dumb? Why is it dumb to only go downhill?
Because that's not. I mean, it's just you might as well just do a 100-meter dash.
Right.
I mean, I guess some people know how to run downhill and some people don't. Like if you do short, choppy steps, it's not near as fast. It's just sprinting. But I mean, it's an easy recipe for people to get hurt. But it's not. I don't know. I don't think it tests fitness very well. Like, let's see how fast people can run downhill. It's just not.
They definitely go up and then back down.
Yeah.
It's just, this guy was saying, it's just like a 15-second story on Tommy's Instagram of the start of the run for that heat. And they're going up.
Is there an event too today? Is that today?
No, that's like 24 hours away.
Okay. So when this is over, this is over.
Yeah, and I think the next one is not tomorrow, right? It's Friday at 4 for Sevan and 6 for us.
Yeah.
Friday morning, yeah.
Yeah. And that's the clean and jerk.
All righty. I just text Rich Froning. He's coming on with us. No, I'm joking. Easy, people. Easy, everyone. That's a joke. Easy. It's hump day. I don't know what that means. Our only test experience and skill, not fitness, like John's. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. Only test experience and skill, not fitness, like John said. And that's in reference to the run. Wannabe events were a waste of events. Is that a little harsh? I'm enjoying this.
No, I think people are mixing up like the streaming of it, and it will be normal what you expect the rest of the way. It's just for this event, they're at Dubai Ski. It's not at the actual event place. So it won't be like this the whole time.
It's 0.9-ish miles. No, I don't think that's right. Unless it's 700 meters each way. Or is it 700 meters round trip? Okay, so George is suggesting that it's 700 meters each way. They were definitely not running. It's definitely not a 7-minute time cap for that. They didn't run up that slope and back in under 7 minutes, right? No one's running a 7-minute mile up that slope.
No.
Okay. So George, I think it's just 700 meters. I think it's closer to. It's a little less than half a mile. Are one of us rechecking the feed to see if they go live again? That means no. So I will check.
I'm assuming Susan's checking it.
Yeah, I just assumed.
Yeah, he's nodding his head. Over and over and over. Okay. And they're starting. So if you want to go to the do we have their Instagram?
Well, who do you got? Who do you got for this event, Brian? Knowing what it is now.
The women?
Yeah.
Man. I just don't know if the snow is irrelevant. I would probably take Emily Rolfe, but I think I might just go with Sam Briggs again.
I think I'm gonna go with Sam Briggs too. I think that's what I was gonna say.
It looked like she was clearly running the best in the snow, and that's all this is. The weight vest is irrelevant.
I agree. I actually think I'm gonna go with Ricky too for the guys after seeing last event.
Yeah, it's similar to the first year of sanctionals in Dubai. They had 2 swim events, and it was for certain athletes. It was a lot of points to start off.
Bukowski and Dukic right back to back.
Here we go. We're live, baby. We're live. We're at the starting line. Let's do it. They're going to get this one. We're going to see this full one. Second heat of the women. Here we go, guys.
Was Laura not in the first heat?
Look at it. It says Brian Friend is also watching.
She's in this heat.
Yeah.
I want to get my name up there too. I want to start watching.
Underway. We got the winner from the first event, I believe. Sam Briggs, Emily Rolfe, Christoff Horvath, Laura Horvath. Some good runners overall. Athletes that should be able to make quick work of this short course.
Who do you got, Sevan?
I like what you guys. Who you're? Oh no, I got Laura Horvath.
Athletes came in around 2-ish minutes, so that's about the time mark we're looking for on this one.
So it's definitely 700 meters total then.
Less.
I don't know. I know you're slower on the way uphill, but you're faster on the way downhill. So if you're sprinting hard on that uphill, the downhill, you're like ridiculously fast.
No one's running 700 meters in any conditions in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Eliud Kipchoge.
Yeah, I agree. There's something we don't know.
Yeah, it's the distance.
So they're running the same ski slope. It's not any steeper.
Well, let's maybe. I don't know. They might go up and around the back.
I like it that we can still see them as they approach the top right there, right? I still see him. Oh, nice, Souza. Nice zoom. Or was that the camera operator there? I think I still see them. Yeah, they're cresting. So it got flat and then they're going back up. It looks like they're really close to the
You can see
top
up in
now.
the distance, in the upper left-hand corner, there's two sides to the track. They ran up the right side. They come down the left side. In just a moment, the upper mid-left side of your screen, you're going to see them turn the corner, and they're going to come down right underneath where you see some of the ski lift right now.
So they do a loop. It's kind of like a loop.
Thank you, Tommy. That was solid. You did us a solid. Look at, we just heard Brian talking to his phone.
Coming down. We have an athlete actually fall and slide a little bit on their butt. It looked like Laura Horvath. But overall, they're making easy work of this.
Cow.
There's your pick, Sevan.
It looks like Kristen Holta is winning. Holta's the first down.
Coming downhill.
Holta crushed that.
Followed by Laura Horvath and Rebecca Vidison.
Wow.
So it goes Holta, Horvath,
Briggs
Vidison.
kind
Here
of dropped
comes
the ball
Sam
on
Briggs.
that.
She's looking like fourth. We'll have to see if a time from the previous heat factors in. And then Emily Rolfe coming down in fifth for this heat.
So Vidison's kind of the surprise of the top five.
Strong performance from Holta, Horvath.
There's Nisler.
Rebecca Vidison. No surprise, Holta does well in the snow. Growing up in Norway. The daughter of an Olympian for Winter Olympics in Norway. Quite familiar with cross-country skiing and being out here on the snow. And that's going to do it for the first two events for the women. Both heats are done. We had event 1A and 1B. Now the women will rest and recover for the rest of the day.
So Holte is in first place then overall.
I mean, Horvath was right behind her there. So
Yeah, but didn't she beat Horvath?
she beat her on both. Well, depends on the tiebreak.
Right, yeah.
And you heard it first here from John Young on the Sevan podcast. Kristen Holta, first place after day one. Even before Competition Corner can get you that news. You heard it here. Damn, there's still no update on the leaderboard. You know what's cool about watching this? It makes me really like the CrossFit Games. I mean, not that this is bad. This is good. I'm having a blast. We're killing it. This is fun. We're in the heat of it. But it lets you realize, and I guess Rogue, they were updating their shit pretty fast, but they had some leaderboard issues also.
Are we going live on all the events?
No, I don't think we need to. What do you guys think? I think once they go to YouTube, there's no point for us to do it.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Then we'll just talk shit afterwards. But this is great. Anyone who wants to throw a big competition and who's a prince with 12 million followers and you want to stream it on Instagram and then have us stream it to our YouTube channel, we got your back. We're here for you. We'll do you solid. This is fucking bizarre. I'm so happy.
Trying to get that Dubai sponsor.
Hey, someone I know got a job at Barbell Job using barbelljobs.com. That's all I can tell you. I'm pretty stoked. It was only a matter of time before I heard it. Okay, Will, Brandstetter. I think 700 meters is probably right for the total run. It was cool the way Tommy showed us that they make the loop, that they go up one side and then they circle around and come down on the slope on the left. It looks like it's steeper. It's interesting.
I think it's probably more around 400.
It looks like it's steeper on the way down than on the way up. Yeah, I mean, it can't be. No one's running 700 meters in 2 minutes out there, right? I mean, that's world class. I mean, that's just over a 4 minute mile. That's a sub 5 minute mile. I mean, shit, I don't know. Was Adam Klink out there? Here we go. Ryan's going to do the math for us. Nice kid. 2 minutes for 700 meters, 350 meters uphill in the snow with a weighted vest. No chance in 2 minutes. Thank you, Ryan. Ryan also knows that using simple third grade math, that if you're very, 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 very unlikely to die from COVID. But it's a different story, different show. I mean, Holta was an easy call. She's a badass skier. But this was running.
And she didn't run as well as Sam in the first workout.
Uh-oh. We got a problem with Kristen Holta being
All right,
the
bro,
winner.
go back to Instagram stuff.
With a little internal fighting at the Sevan podcast on the staff. Will, who do you got? Why don't you think Holta won it? Who do you got? You know what? This was the best coverage with the live commentary available on the Sun. It's the only commentary, and you got to give Tommy Marquez credit because he was really the only commentary, and we hijacked this shit. Piggybacked, caressed, embraced, stole.
Well, it's not.
You choose.
I mean, he's doing it on behalf of Dubai, so they are providing something.
Yes,
and they're going to provide something additional after the fact.
Who's your top 3 for the guys?
You know, originally when we talked about these events, we had thought that it would be the same people who did great on the first workout that would do great on the second workout. But here we actually saw a couple of surprises. Rebecca Vidison, Martine Solheim, who did seemingly a lot better.
After seeing the women, I'm changing mine. Not a little bit.
Hey, sorry, I got to say this real quick. Souza, did you see, I'm watching the YouTube analytics portion. Soon as I said COVID, it said monetary restriction. It restricted us to monetize this video just instantaneously. COVID. Okay, go ahead. That's crazy. That algorithm just hears that word and it restricted us. I requested to unrestrict us. And they usually, to be fair to YouTube, they usually reverse it. Okay, sorry. Top 3. Sorry, that was just fantastic. And by the way, we've gone over 3,000 live views.
Top 3.
Do you want to go one by one?
Okay, before you do that, let me just say this real quick.
I can surprise you.
But before you do this, hold on one second. Guys, we finished event 1A, and we are halfway through event 1B. 1B is a run. We're guessing the run is 700 meters, 350 up a snow mountain and 350 down a snow mountain. The women are done, and we're just waiting for the men to go. And John and Brian are about to tell you their picks for the men. After this, we will be done for about 24 hours. Right now, it is 8:42 a.m. on Thursday morning in Dubai, and that's the event location that we are watching. Okay, gentlemen, go ahead. Who's your pick for the men for event 1B?
Okay, I'm going to go Ricky is going to win it.
It's hard to pick anyone other than him, but I will. I'll take
Hold on. Are you going to say Lazar?
No, I think Roman's going to win it.
You can call Roman? I'm going to say Lazar is going to get second.
Okay, I'll just for posterity's sake, I'll take Luca.
Okay. And I'm going to say Roman, but dark horse, Jeff Adler.
Wow. Does he have running chops? Like, does he have a running resume?
No.
You just think he's a champion pedigree and that he wants to win?
I think he's improved.
I'll take Sam Stewart as a dark horse.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a darker horse.
If we're picking dark horse. But I think Roman and Ricky will be in the top 3. I think there will be someone who surprises. I think there will be someone who surprises us.
Honestly, I almost thought about saying Willie Georges, just how good he did, but
yeah.
But I'm gonna just go for Jeff because I'm rooting for him.
Who's gonna shit the bed on this? Is someone gonna come out so hot and fuck themselves?
As fast as it is, it's 2 minutes. So for the women, so for the men, do they run longer, Brian?
I don't think so.
20-pound vest. 20-pound vest.
It's gonna be like a minute 40. That's less than 8. That's not very far. So it's kind of just a sprint.
Yeah.
Like who's just the fastest?
This is as fast as you can safely go.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. Hey, I think one of the Jukic. Can I just pick Jukic? I think one of the Jukic brothers are going to win it. I think one of them is really going to just like make a statement here. Who's heavier of the two of them?
I think Lazar.
Okay, I'm picking him. And I realize that I have a strong bias.
All right, are they on?
I didn't get a notification.
It really shouldn't take too much time to reset. It's the same course.
You
You don't have
just
to
walk
change
out.
barbells or anything like that.
You just
But
walk
they
out there.
might just have a fixed time between the men and the women.
I'm going pee and I'm getting sparkling water.
Oh, that one that Hobart sent you?
Yeah, probably one of those. And it's freezing in my office where I'm at just now. Susie, you can go ahead and put up comments and those guys can react to them or whatnot.
Some of them for sure. I mean, we saw that, or Tommy talked about that with Ricky, Lazar, and Luca in the first heat, and it seemed to be the difference between, at least, I think that was the difference between Ricky and Roman. Was Ricky was more reckless on the downhill portion in the early rounds.
Yeah, I agree.
Susan, I think they just went live.
Roman being from Russia, you would have thought that he would be very fast in that terrain, and he wasn't as fast as them.
They're live. They're live. They're live. I didn't even get to go pee. They're live.
And here, one of the men is.
So they have most of the good people, right? Everybody except Adler.
Yes.
So Roman's in the yellow hat. Ricky's in the orange shoes. The Dukiches just look alike.
That was a tough comment that John made. This is all the good dudes, right?
Well, it was most of the people who finished event one.
Who we think will be in the top 5. I mean, somebody like Tola could surprise in this too, because it is just
short enough.
It's more of a sprint than we think.
Tommy, there is not really much going on here.
So it's going to be a little bit longer for the men. There was an adjustment in the course just to make sure, but the time cap is 7 minutes. So,
Well, that changes everything then, Tommy.
We have some good name on that.
What?
We have some good.
We do have some big names. We have all of the top finishers, I believe, from the first one. So anyone that's just tuning in, we had an event before this, event 1A. There was some ski erg, and then running up to just this portion right here of the hill. Now for part B, they're going to run up this side, and then you'll see a hook to the left, and all the way up to the left. It keeps going up that direction, and then it peaks up to the top, and then they'll come down this mountain to the left and run to the finish. So it's going to be a significant longer hill run. You can start to see off in the distance there's some athletes right at that point right there starting to make their turn up towards the top. They're all wearing a weight vest as well. And then basically on the way down, it's going to be full steam. So on this side, you can see there's some flat parts and it levels out a little bit. But if you look to the left, the way down is much more steep. So we saw some athletes slip, some athletes slide. Footing's a little bit less secure. But most of them are wearing all-terrain shoes, so they should be fine.
Oh, that's Tommy. Interesting. I wonder what that means, all-terrain shoes. Like actually that they got like those spikes on the bottom of their shoes. Cleats.
Well, if it's longer, that changes the event fully because we just thought it was a sprint looking at the women. If Trent's comment is correct, that's hilarious. Trent Kane.
I think Tommy would have told us that, but look, it's taking the men longer to come around the corner.
It looks like it's Ricky Garrard. So it looks like Ricky Garrard is absolutely flying down the hill.
Which is what we expected. Oh my
He's
God.
on a full sprint. He is flying. You can hear his coach in the background. And Ricky Garrard's going to win
And that's important to do just in case there's
first
someone in the
part.
second heat that's also like 30% better than
Here
everyone
comes
else.
Roman Krennikov in second. Wow. Just like the first event, it's going to go Ricky 1, Roman 2. And then Willie George actually had a tremendous performance. He's in third right now. Now we see Henrik Kaipalainen, rookie from this year's games. Here comes Lazar Djukic.
So Willie George just killed it.
Simmons. Luka Djukic almost fell on the way down, but he looks like he recovered fine. And here comes the rest of the final few athletes.
Man, they were really spread out.
Yeah. But it was a longer event.
Muhammad
So I
Ali.
bet that was closer to 700 meters.
Coming down. And then I believe Jorvis is last one, and then wrap up the first heat for the men here.
Tommy is our inside guy. What are you talking about? Tommy is our inside guy. Yeah. That I would like to know if what Trent said is true, and I would also like to know.
Sevan,
if
I just sent you a text.
I'd like to know if what Will says is true because that's a minute behind. Let me see what's going on here. Uh-oh, here we go. Okay. Is this is public from
This is on her Instagram story.
okay, and she's one of the athletes, Evie Hollis.
Mm-hmm.
Evie Hollis writes on her Instagram, event 2 update. I think by event 2, she's referencing 1B.
Mm-hmm.
They told us the slope route was roughly 1 mile. I'm in heat 1, so I go out slow to pace it as it's a long way. The girls at the front took a wrong turn, so we basically did half of what we were meant to, and it was over in under 3 minutes. So then heat 2 also did the shorter loop. Means I went way slower than I should have, but oh well, it's what it is. On to tomorrow. Okay, so if I'm going to interpret that correctly, because the leader in heat 1 of the girls did the wrong route, they then had all the girls do the wrong route in heat 1, and all the girls do the same wrong route in heat 2, and now they're having the men do that also?
No,
No, the men are doing the correct loop.
We got to see what's going on at the top. I'm finding this hard to believe.
Holtzy made a wrong turn. Or what? No. What was
Martine Solheim and Michaela Norman.
Solheim.
But
that's kind of hilarious, but also
no,
kind
it's
of
not
unacceptable.
No, it's inexcusable.
It's,
I can't
well,
imagine.
Unacceptable by Dubai. I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's not on the athletes at all. I can't imagine why you wouldn't walk the athletes up and down the entire course.
Right. Very, very well said. They definitely would have done that. I think at the games too. They would have done that. But how could the men? It's still not a mile if the men did it in 3 minutes.
No, like 700 meters, like what Brian said originally, makes a lot of sense with their time.
Hey, so just entertain this for a minute with me. Basically, what we're seeing from the bottom, what Tommy's showing us is that they go up to the top and then they turn left and come down another slope that's much steeper on the left-hand side. How could she have fucked that up? You think there was an early turn and a late turn and she took the early turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there must be.
But the fact that they didn't walk through that before they've done it,
that's on the competition for sure.
Yeah, is a little ridiculous.
Or maybe they did, and Kristen Holta just fucking
not Kristen Holta. She wasn't in that heat. The leaders of heat 1, we can just say.
Okay, the leaders of heat 1 had a brain fart.
It also gives heat 2 an advantage again, because then they're like, hey, they ran a shorter loop, so you have to run this shorter loop now. Now you know.
Yeah, and they know how long it takes. You know, if you're running a blind loop, you cannot pace it the same way if you've just seen 10 women run it in 2.5 minutes.
I think this is a true statement for longer.
There's also no reason why this event needs to be 2 heats. They could easily run all 20 at the same time.
That's trail and ultra races, though. That's not 700 meters, Sean.
Right.
It's not hard to mark out 700 meters.
Right. I think he's just trying to contextualize it. I don't think he's justifying it, just contextualizing it. And also it's an indoor environment that they can completely control. You would think there would be some sort of tape or rope or something that makes it so you really have to stay on the course.
Sevan or Souza, invite Christoff Horvath to the podcast.
Oh, send him a link right now.
Yeah.
Is he there? Yeah, that would be great. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna pee. Someone, John, will you keep updating and make sure that it doesn't start without us the second heat, and make sure Suze is doing that too. Shit, we just lost John. And Matt, are you inviting Christoff Horvath? Thank you.
So anyway, Christoff is there. Obviously, he's with Gabby and Laura and supporting a lot of the women and the athlete or the program this week. But he reached out and said that he can give us some insights from there in Dubai. We've been told that coaches are not allowed at this event. I don't know if he's actually in Ski Dubai or no. Susan, do you see that message from John? Okay, good.
Okay.
But hopefully we can get Christoff in here and he can obviously tell us some things that we wouldn't know otherwise. In the meantime, John, now we've seen Ricky do 2 events, and that wasn't just a win in that heat. That was, I think Will was reporting that's 17 seconds faster than the second guy, and even Roman was significantly ahead of everyone else. These are impressive wins in these first 2 events.
Yeah, no, I agree completely, and it's over somebody like Roman, who has traditionally been like an endurance freak in the CrossFit world, untouchable, at least in the events that he has done.
So this second heat, this is going to be interesting. Hopefully Tommy will have some insights here, but these guys now, they have that advantage of knowing this is about 3 minutes. Some of them are probably not going to be that happy with how they did in the first workout. You have over 24 hours to recover. So these guys in this heat have every incentive here to kind of, push this as hard as they can and hope they can hold on for a good finish in this event.
And I also say about Ricky, we expected him to do this. We didn't expect him to beat Roman by so much, but we expected him to be amazing in these first 2 events because that's his bread and butter. That's what he's always been amazing at. But if this was the CrossFit Games, he would have done the same thing to the best in the world because the way he has won these 2 events, he would have won the CrossFit Games if these were the first 2 events, those 2 events versus Vellner and Medeiros. I'm pretty confident in saying that.
If you're giving Ricky
who would probably do well in this is Bjorgman. But I still don't know if
he would do
challenged.
well, but he would not beat Ricky in this, no. Because I don't think – do you think those guys are beating Roman?
I'm just saying, of the top guys at the games, this isn't the event I would say is like Vellner's hoping to get this event. Or Medeiros is even hoping to get this. Like they'll do fine. But if you're talking about the top 5 guys from the games, I think Bjorgvin would be the guy who would excel in this. But I agree with you that he still would fall short of Ricky.
Like just so for the people watching.
I don't know though. Do you remember when they had that mountain race in Iceland? Bjorgvin crushed everyone. But it was a lot longer than this.
But who all was there?
There were a lot of good athletes there.
But name me some.
I have to pull it up.
Okay, I'm just saying, were people like Roman there?
Oh my gosh, you want me to actually pull this up?
No,
John?
I don't want you to. I'm just saying the best endurance people in the CrossFit world were
Roman Krennikov was there, yes.
Hold on one second, guys. Is the second heat going right now?
Yeah, but they're just up there in the middle of the slope, and we have no commentary from Tommy.
But just for the people watching, I fully think Ricky would do the same thing to the entire CrossFit Games field in these first 2 events. It's not just this field of athletes.
Okay, guys, so what we're doing here is we are at the very, very end of day 1 of the Dubai CrossFit Championships. This is event 1B. It's the second heat of the men. There was a huge debacle in the women's 1B. We're still trying to sort it out. It looks like the leaders on that race took the wrong route, and that caused the whole race to get all screwed up. And now we're trying to figure out what route the men are running, but we suspect it's different than the women's route. The first heat of the men went, and Ricky completely dominated. And Roman Krennikov also dominated, but he was far behind Ricky. And so here we are. We're about to. This is going to be the last 30 seconds of day one. You're watching it now live.
Oh, this looks
hopefully-
like there's a couple guys coming down at the same time. So we might
hopefully
have a
Tommy
good
will
race
tell
here.
us what's going on.
Come on, Jeff.
One of them's got to be him, right?
It looks like we have
That
no
is-
audio.
is that
from
him?
live feed?
Let's go, Jeff.
Yeah, I think that's Jeff in first,
Oh yeah, the gray suit.
followed by Moritz Feig, I believe, and can it
He's
see
jogging
who's
it
in
in.
third?
How
Alex
is there even a
Fatulis fourth.
time? Yeah, no sound. We got no sound. How is there even a time cap for this event?
Yeah, I mean there shouldn't. Yeah, there
they
shouldn't be a
just want-
time cap.
They,
There's no need to
I
be
mean,
a time cap. It's a looped run. You should just say you're going to run the loop.
They just put the time cap there so everybody finishes. Like it's a time cap where everybody's supposed to finish.
Guys, we are about to get some good insight here from someone who's on the ground. Christoff Horvath is there. He is going to generously give his time.
The Hungarian bear. Remember that.
Yes, the Hungarian bear. He is as you might imagine, with the last name, he's the brother to Laura
Hey,
Horvath.
Sevan, make sure you congratulate him on his performance last week at the Madrid Challenger Series. He podiums there.
Okay, Madrid challenge. Oh, there he is. Christoff,
Hello.
congratulations on the Madrid Challenge. Man, that was amazing. Great job.
That's very nice
You're a
of you.
beast.
But I'm pretty sure Brian just told you about that. But
That is correct. That is correct. That is correct.
How's it go? You guys are up early or late, or what time is it there?
It's 11 o'clock at night for me and Brian.
Ah, okay. That's not too bad. They've been up since 4:30 a.m. this morning.
Where are you right now, Christoff?
So now I'm at the hotel breakfast. So the athletes are, I think, the males are just finishing up, or they just finished up. They're on the way back now to the hotel.
And why aren't you at the event?
Because we were not allowed to go. So apparently the mall where the ski resort is only opens at 11 a.m. So that's why they pushed it so early. So there's no mall access. But as it turned out, some coaches were actually allowed to go, and then some weren't. Although we were all briefed that we aren't allowed to go there.
Was it based on your skin color?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Just checking. I'm just checking. So the world's a weird place. Let me ask this: what do you know about the women's route? We're hearing that the first heat of the women, something weird happened, and the leader ran off the path and changed the whole event. Is that true?
So what we heard, there was no clear marking, or there was no volunteer or judge, or no one on the route. So after a while, they just turned around. However, the event was briefed a 7-minute event, all of a sudden turned into a 2-minute event. And the problem with that is that there was 2 heats. So the first heat, when you hear that there's going to be a longer run, obviously you're going to pace it differently. And then by the time they came back, the second heat realized, oh, wow, this is just a 2-minute event. So you attack it very much differently the second time around. Yeah.
So just to be clear, both women's heats ran the same course, but the second woman's heat knew the course had been changed.
Correct.
And do we know what you're saying? At the top, there was no one there pointing the women in the right direction. Who was the woman who was in the lead who went the wrong way? Not to blame her, but.
So the only thing we've seen is the same live feed as you guys have, which was only a partial live feed. So I have no idea who was out front.
And your sister Laura took second place, and she was in that first heat, correct?
No, she was in the second heat, and Gabby was in the first heat.
Okay. And are you guys seeing? Do you guys have access to a leaderboard? We're not seeing any scores.
Yeah, I think it's a competition corner, but it's not up yet.
Okay.
Christoff, do you know how they decided the heat seedings for the first 2 events?
Yeah, it was a lottery.
A lottery. And it was pretty fortunate to draw the second heat, I would say, especially given what
For
happened.
both of them, but
Given what happened, yes. However, I believe Michaela Norman is one of the fastest athletes when it comes to endurance events, and she was in the first heat. Although Briggs and Holter was in the second heat, and they're also known for the endurances. So, but yeah, I agree with you. It's just as well, when you see like the first event where they give a 17-minute time cap to the girls, and then what happened here before as well in previous years. I just remember like one instance, which was a swim event. The time cap was so short and the work was so much that I think one or two, maybe Fikowski won that event, and then everyone else finished tied second or third, right? So we don't know if there's a tiebreak or will there be a tiebreak on the first event, but they weren't briefed that there is any. So what can happen is the first event sort of becomes like a non-event if so many people tie at the same spot. So we'll see how they're gonna fix that one.
And whoever messed up, they'll probably be beheaded or have their hands chopped off publicly, right? Like the judge that wasn't there.
I don't think so. It's actually a lovely place to be, Sevan. You guys should.
It is. I've spent some time there, and it is a very, very lovely place. I agree, and a very, very safe place. Very safe place because of those strict rules. That if you do something that's against the rules, you will be have a stiff penalty.
I don't think the rules are too crazy. And I can tell you one thing: the breakfast at the hotel is amazing.
You look very thin. You do not look like a Hungarian bear. You look more like a Hungarian wolf in wintertime. I'm guessing it makes me question how good the food is there. Like maybe you haven't eaten or something.
I'm still 225, same weight, baby. So
okay,
just the haircut, aerodynamic.
Yeah, just the haircut, more aerodynamic. Yeah. Are you guys gonna be streaming all the events live? You guys are just not gonna sleep for the next 4 days.
No. The rest of the events should be on YouTube, so we're just gonna do stuff after the events, after and before.
Okay.
Christoff, are these guys crazy that competed in Madrid last week and are competing here this week?
Yeah, you would think that one affects the other a little bit. It has to.
Yeah.
And who is that? Who are these athletes?
So it's Georgios Koravis. He's a Greek competitor. He's a pretty fit guy, and it was nice to see him. And obviously, it's gonna be, or not obviously, but it's gonna be different style events. But still, it's a long travel, and it hasn't even been a week since he competed. So, but when you have the chance to take home 14 grand the weekend before, you might as well take that.
Is there any truth to what this guy's saying, Teddy Williams? The points from this event are going to have to be scrapped? Not at all, right?
No, but what I also understand that there's 100 points for both events. However, somehow they're going to combine the two events in terms of payout. So they, yeah.
Because of the mishap, or that was what they were going to do all along?
That's what they're going to do all along.
Okay.
I don't think they should scrap this event, but yeah.
Post the last comment, Souza, from George.
Got a confirmation from one of the judges about workout A tiebreaker. Tiebreaker is last ski time finish.
So that would mean that. Go ahead, Christoff.
No, sorry. You see the problem with that one as well. When you're going for a longer event, you might as well just pace the ski there and hold a little bit back so you can push the run. So I think the problem with implementing such a rules after an event is done is not necessarily fair.
Have you heard any comments about the time cap on event 1A? We, as a group, we were a little disappointed with the time cap that we only got to see 3 girls finish, 1 girl in heat 1 specifically.
Yeah, just making this event a 20-minute workout, you would have seen most athletes finish, and it would be greater separation when you go into the next events.
Do you know, were they not briefed on what the tiebreaker would be in event 1?
They were briefed.
They were?
Yeah, they were. Okay. But no one really had an idea how long the run is. They were saying that it's 400 meter, although it feels longer. It's very hard of basing off of anything, off of field, someone else's field.
Did they walk the course prior to the event, Christoff?
I do not know that, and I don't think so.
Okay. And is that not normal?
I don't know. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. They don't do that every time, you know. And you can also sort of see here. So for the second one, they for sure didn't walk the event because that was the mishap of turning around. But I think it's also important, that being said, and I'm not saying this because I'm affiliated or anyway with the event, even with these mishaps, I think the athletes are having a great time, and the treatment is absolutely like a rock star treatment in terms of like the hotel, the food, the package that they're getting, the media attention that they are getting. And I think Dubai this year, they said that they put a big emphasis on trying to, what is the word I'm looking for? Not expose, but sorry, showcase athletes that are maybe not at the top yet, but on the way there, right? So sort of like the new generation, or the ones that aren't having the exposure that they would deserve, such as Christoff Horvath, right?
Daniel Nielsen has just something he wants to share. Does the Hungarian bear want a brother-in-law asking for a friend? I'm just, you know.
This guy needs to get a haircut first.
And Brian, Heidi's going to sleep. Nighty, nighty, poo, Brian.
Okay, I'll be in there in a minute.
Oh, you're a good dude. They will for the next 24. So they don't go again now. It's 9 a.m. for you, and they don't go again until they're done for the
4
day.
p.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
Just
And
more
so for
than
us,
24 hours.
yeah. What is the plan for Laura and Gabby, or any of the athletes? Do they do stuff? Do they find stuff to keep the athletes busy, or the athletes are on their own, like at the games? What do they do?
Is
They
the
look at the
triple
Prince's
R.
private horse collection. What?
Rest, recover, repeat. No, there's not much. They're gonna come back soon. They're gonna breakfast and then I guess just chill, maybe take a nap, you know. And then it's actually good because having a nap now is important, but it's most important they can sleep in tomorrow morning, so they can have sufficient rest now. It's gonna be like quite condensed days in terms of like timing, because they're gonna start tomorrow at 4 p.m. and I believe the last workout is at 8:20 or 8:10 p.m. So it's quite quick turnaround back and forth. Yeah.
How long have you been there?
We flew in on Monday. Well, it was Monday 12 in the evening, or 1 a.m. when we landed. So just yeah.
Are you adapted? Are you still jet lagged?
We're only 3 hours ahead or behind.
Yeah, Hungary is not that much different.
Yeah, so
He's not in Hungary,
European
though.
time is not that bad.
Yeah, where are you? You're on some island, right? You're in some, like, you live in heaven, don't you?
Spain, baby. Living
Where?
the dream. In Spain, living
Yeah, what's
Mallorca.
the island you're on?
It's called Mallorca.
You live on an you live on an island called Mallorca with Gabriela Magawa. Fuck,
Yes.
Life is tough. Fuck,
Heaven
life
on
is
earth.
tough.
Yeah.
You're a good dude.
Yeah.
You're a good dude.
Oh yeah. And I also heard it from the media, right? Because I know you, Sevan, was very involved or still involved with the media. The media is having the best time ever, and they are treated like rock stars.
Good, they
Floor
deserve it.
access, behind the scenes, everything.
Good, they deserve it. Christoff, if things get rough for you over in Mallorca and you need a job, I want you to go to barbelljobs.com. There's jobs all over the world being advertised on that website, and so you could find a job there specific in the CrossFit coaching world.
What a plug! Wow. Am I also allowed to plug in?
Yeah, plug away, plug something. What do you want to plug?
No. Okay. Are these just American jobs, or do I need a green card for that?
No. These are jobs everywhere. You can get a job anywhere. Oh, here's an important question. Christoff, can you convince Laura to come back on the podcast? What kind of special powers do you have, Christoff?
I can't promise this. I don't think so.
The best answer.
I'll try again.
Thank you. Hey, are you around for us? Do you mind if we bug you throughout the week to try to low pressure? But if we just send you links, and if you can, pop on. If you can't, don't pop on.
Just send me a message. I have good Wi-Fi connection here. I'm happy to come on the focus.
Okay. And what's the deal with texting? Sometimes when I try to text you people outside the United States, you guys say don't text me, use WhatsApp. It's too expensive to text. But not from you. You text.
Do you have an iPhone?
I do.
You can text me for free. That's fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Boys, do you have Mr. Young, Mr. Friend? Do you have any questions for the great Christoff Horvath?
John?
No, I'm good.
Then we'll leave you with one final question. Who is your pick on the men's side to win this competition, the Dubai CrossFit Championship?
I'll keep it short, but I think, because I actually seen Roman and I competed against him a couple of months ago. I tell you this, and I'm not biased. I don't think I am. I think if he was in shape that he was at Madrid, not last weekend, but a couple of months before, I think he would have a strong chance of winning the CrossFit Games. He's a beast, an absolute beast. And the only thing why I'm saying that I think he's going to win, and I put this out there, I think he's going to go into the last event of the weekend, and he could just sit back and relax and still win the whole thing. The only thing I'm saying that because no one has any idea of Ricky, what kind of shape he's in, how he's going to perform. So he might as well be a contender as well, but he's sort of like a wild card. So I don't know. I think Roman is just going to not walk away with it, but he's going to make a statement here.
That's kind of what me and Brian said too before the event.
Did you say if Roman was in shape? Were you implying that he's not in shape right now, or?
No. What I'm saying is that if he was in the shape in Madrid, as he is at the games, I think he's a very strong contender to even win the games.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about on the women's side? Who's going to win the women's?
I am not going to predict the women's side. I'm just gonna tell you guys to enjoy, relax, and then see what's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna be
brother.
Fireworks. But thank you for having me on. And
okay.
Yeah, just send me a message if you guys need me.
Thanks,
right.
man. Enjoy your breakfast, and I can't tell you how thankful we are you came on. Thank you.
No, the pleasure is mine. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bedtime?
Dude, first let's stroke each other's egos a little bit. Holy shit, we crushed that shit.
It's only 9 o'clock over there, Brian.
I gotta wake up in 5 hours.
Okay. Great job. Any surprises you want to talk about? Anything crazy outside of the fact of what happened kind of with the event?
I would say Willie George. I mean, huge, great performance for him. If he lifts well in event number 3, then I think that all signs are good for his injury or his recovery from his injury being excellent. And in addition to Ricky and Roman, he could be a threat throughout this weekend to guys like Adler and Lazar and Houdet and Hepelainen and those guys coming off impressive games finishes. These guys weren't at the games this year, and they're getting a chance to compete with not the top but not the best, not the top podium guys, but some guys who are relevant in the top 10, in the top 20. And they, with what I saw from Willie today, like it's not outside of the possibility that that's your podium come the end of the weekend.
How come Christoph's not more impressed with Ricky already?
This is what Ricky was good at before.
Okay.
Like it shouldn't blow anybody away. Like it doesn't surprise me that he won both of these events. It does surprise me at how much he won those events by. At least the first one. But this is what he was good at before. Like here's what I'll say. It did surprise me that he beat Roman by that much, but I'm willing to bet at the end of event 3 tomorrow, or event 2, because today was 1A and 1B on Friday. At the end of event 3, Jeff Adler will be in first place.
All right. Thanks, Dennis. And on the women's,
I think Roman will be in first after that.
You think Roman will be in first place?
Well, he's got 2 seconds, so he's got a little bit of a cushion. As long as
he does,
I think he's still going to finish about 5th. So even if Adler wins,
And does Willie still the cake both for that, both on men's and women's, or is there anyone on the women's who's like, okay?
I'd say that Martine
our attention.
Solheim beating Michaela Norman in that second race, even though it was
She
maybe
made
not
the
was as
event.
yeah, I don't know. That was kind of
I mean,
weird.
what are you going to even call that, Brian?
What did you say? What was I didn't hear you, John.
Well, it certainly wasn't a name that we were picking to win one of the heats.
No, it wasn't. But if I just make an event, I could probably beat Matt Fraser at something. I just make it on the fly.
Oh, you mean she was in the lead, so of course she won it. She dictated where the course went?
Yeah.
Then we'll say Rebecca Wittison finishing third ahead of Sam Briggs in the second heat would be a
better call.
a surprise.
No, I don't see any leaderboard that's updated. Hey, wouldn't that be awesome? What if she comes out? What if they end up revealing that she knew the course and she changed it on purpose? Like that was part of her strategy. That's next level shit.
It was like a
like, fuck it, I'm just running where I want to run.
That's a scandal that I don't think we've had before.
And I love it how Christoph's talking about how great it is in Dubai while he's there so he doesn't get his hands cut off. Let me tell you something. Okay.
It is. They do, and those guys,
awesome.
And those guys make a high priority on making sure that people who make the trip to come, their athletes, coaches, media, fans, have a good experience.
But I'm just telling you, the time I was there, it was amazing. But they have no crime there for a reason, like zero crime. We set a record for live views today by 4x anything, 3 to 4x anything we've ever done. You pretty impressed, Souza? Crazy.
This is a long show.
Yeah, it's crazier than anything we did for the games, for Rogue, for any show we had. When I had Alexander Volkanovsky on, like this was other level.
It's Brian's beard, hands down.
It is.
I don't know. I've been off the podcast lately, and it just showed back up. So
people come to the podcast to love Brian and throw rocks at John, and I'm just here to talk about the direct hits. Ooh, that was a direct hit on John. All right, guys. Good night. We will come on. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know
want to do tomorrow night and preview the clean and jerk, because we're not gonna be able to preview it in the morning because it'll be in the morning.
No. We need to take all day tomorrow off.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we can't take the whole day off. Don't listen to Brian, anyone. Brian just needs to lick his wounds. We'll figure something out. I think we'll probably do a few minutes preview before whatever the next event is, and then we'll come on directly after.
It's going to be 6 a.m.
I know, but listen, let me tell you what's going to happen tonight. Brian's going to get a bunch of texts, and he's going to get really wound up about some new insight he got. And the leaderboard's going to get shaken up, and someone's going to get pulled out because they have gonorrhea, and there's going to be some shakeup. And so by tomorrow evening, Brian will be like, okay, we got to talk. I'll do it. But it's going to be 30 minutes.
Okay, let's not make it at 3 o'clock. All right?
All right, guys. Thank you.
John, you got to go on Roman Kronikov's Instagram and look at, he posted his heart rate chart for the event 1A.
Is he wearing a Whoop?
I don't know what he's wearing. It doesn't look like a WOD Insight Voopty is what he tagged. But that is aggressive.
Hold on.
God, too bad Heidi didn't just hear you say Voopty with a Russian accent.
It's his story.
There it is. Is his average heart rate 189?
I'm not sure. It's towards the end, Souza.
He's cool looking.
Yeah, I mean that's what a hard run looks like.
That right there.
Yeah.
What are you impressed by? Is how fast he recovers?
I mean, he got up there above 170 and stayed there for 15 minutes, basically,
and hung out.
And he didn't win.
God, that is nuts. I love those emojis he used. What a stud. Damn.
So that's a good.
I want to see Ricky.
Oh, it is Voopty. It is Voopty with the V.
I want to see Ricky's heart rate now, just to see if it was like 130 for half of it.
I mean, yeah.
I'm joking about that. Obviously, it's a little bit higher.
No, but this is a good thing for people to be able to see. Like, that's the sustained heart rate of one of the fittest guys on earth to come second in this workout to Ricky Garrard. So if when John's telling you that he's good at this stuff, like, he's really good at this stuff. This is This is where he's going to hit the home runs.
And that's not saying he's going to win the games or win the Dubai CrossFit Championship. It's just in endurance events.
He was this good 4 years ago.
He was. He's probably has the best engine in CrossFit that's not like machines where bigger people have a little bit of an advantage.
I also suspect he's one of the better athletes, if not the best.
And that certainly comes into play when you're talking about that recklessness running downhill too.
Yeah, 100%. All right, guys. Till next time.
No. Good night. I'm